Last time on Beast World, our delvers push onward to the next citadel to take down the third of the strange entities spotted on the opposite ends of the dungeon. A final batch of Sahuagins stand in their way, but they are quickly dispatched. Opening the door to the chamber housing the entity, the crew stumble upon an interesting encounter. A figure, cloaked in silver armor from head to toe, appears behind the squid-like entity and pierces their body with some kind of energy weapon, killing them on the spot. Upon noticing the crew at the door, the figure disappears, as if teleporting away. The crew take a moment to survey the area over, confirming that their new company has truly left. There is suspicion that this may be the fabled Traveler the Delvers have been reporting in dungeons all across the Beast World. Knowing that only one entity remains and its location is roughly narrowed down, our crew move back down to search for a way across. Aspen, while fiddling with a lone crab, discovers another secret staircase leading up and down in the area they were hoping to go. Vanya searches below and discovers the last pool containing the final orca, but doesn't see anything of immediate danger. She returns back and ventures to the top, finding the last chamber housing the final entity. It holds its position with its guards until the crew decide to push up together in full and attack. The fight turns rough as Vegas is taken down by a coral smasher before Ignatius is struck by a powerful psionic lash from the entity. Ignatius responds in kind by dousing the entity in his own natural fire breath, cooking it alive. With the room cleared and our delvers catching their breath, a familiar form of scripture in Venusian appears on the barrier. Amalgamations creep and stir. 4 beacons light the way. Nature's past, always a blur. Their path will never stray. Knowing from their first encounter with this kind of scripture, it would bring forth the keeper of the dungeon, so our crew hold off on doing so until they can rest properly. After a good long rest, the crew decide to find a way to get the whales out of their pens. Venturing below, another group of Sahuagin are discovered in a nearby room and quickly dispatched. With a bit of prodding by a ski, who takes her potion of water breathing, she ventures forth into the pool and finds that there's a gate at the end of the tunnel that leads into the whirlpool below. There are several gates seen across the way indicating where the other pools are. Our delvers carefully take their time and split up, relocating each of the orcas they had found previously, and travel into the water to set them free. With enough room to carry 2 people, our crew are navigated by the whales upwards towards the peak of the whirlpool, where its strength is noticeably weaker. Charlotte reads the scripture aloud. Each beam of energy from the barrier reacts, and their focus is aimed downwards, towards the grate at the bottom of the whirlpool. The beams set free a monolith of a creature, an aberration of the deep, an abyssal titan. The Titan engages the party, shrugging off their blows with its massive frame as the orcas try to defend their new friends. Some near misses keep the party afloat as they slowly whittle down the Titan before a ski is able to strike the final blow to its core with a powerful acidic chromatic orb. The Titan bursts into a shower of light as darkness takes the crew. When they awaken, they are back on the surface of the lake, with 1 treasure chest, several orcas, and 1 mysterious artifact.
What a night. You don't think the orcas are gonna fuck with the ecosystem of that lake, are they?
Uh, oh, probably, but I have no idea how we'd move them.
I mean, we're about like 130 miles from the nearest ocean. 100. It's being generous. I'm sure it'll be fine. No consequences whatsoever.
Plenty of food for the villagers, of course, of course.
Sadness.
Mhm.
So you had all reconvened on the banks of the lake, gotten up onto dry land for the first time in a while, and had met up with the Crescent Divers who had come back from their patrols, noticing the sudden re-emergence of figures on the lake, namely your group. And now you have also one very giant aspen holding a very peculiar item.
And a slightly taller Vanya.
No one notices the slightly taller Vanya, if we're being honest.
I mean, she's taller than. She's actually
It's her
taller
victory.
than. She's actually taller than Charlotte and Aski at this point. So.
Yeah, but still like an armrest for Vegas.
How dare you?
You said still towering over her.
Oh yeah, it's that Vegas. The taller people in the group are still massive. Vanya's gonna, I guess, slap Aspen's leg. What's that you're holding?
Ah, stone.
Well, I noticed something funny about that stone last session, right?
I think so.
In our perception check. This is out of
I
character
believe
speech.
so, yeah.
I think it controls water.
Yeah, you
Sort of-
notice that as it got like closer to the surface water, the surface of the water, it would start to like move the tension around and like space it. There seemed to be some kind of like there's definitely some kind of magical control that is inerting against the waves.
Would I have gotten the idea that being underwater with it would create a bubble around me? Like, does it displace water that way?
You aren't certain. You just know that it pushes against the surface tension. You don't know what it...
Okay.
Maybe, like, submerged.
Okay, we'll have to try that later.
This isn't one of those, like, little diamonds from Super Mario 64 Wet Dry World, is it? That could cause some problems.
Oh, yeah. And, as you all were gathering up here, the two little Harlequin girls, come bounding over. Their attention is immediately caught by Aspen, though, who is very hard to miss at this point. And they kind of, like, stop short of you and just look up. And they're just, like, in complete, like, bewilderment.
Aspen's just gonna like awkward little wave.
They just kind of, like, look at each other and they just throw their arms up. Huge bear!
Oh my god!
Huge guy.
It was huge before I am just different flavor of huge. Maybe you shrank.
But all your friends look to be the same. Well, except for her.
The
Maybe
whole
this
world
shrank
shrank
too.
except Axpin.
Gives also an awkward wave. Mine should wear off a little quicker. We drank some potions.
Oh. What's that you have? It's very shiny.
Loot.
Is it dungeon loot?
Yup.
Fancy rock that controls water.
Do you think you can make waves in the lake? We don't get any kind of like waves.
I mean, I'm fairly certain if Aspen jumped in right now, they'd make waves.
Vegas waves at the lake. Done.
just kind of look at you confused.
Squints at Vegas.
You'll get it when you're older.
I could make ripples on surface of water, but do not know if I could do anything else. Well, let's find out. Aspen's just gonna like hold it and just kind of like thrust it at the lake, like they're trying to like water bend or something, just to try and create a wave.
Shits and giggles. Give me an Arcana check.
Causes a fucking tsunami.
Uh-oh.
Destroys the town.
Oh, no, it's heading away from the
That
town.
one.
So, Arcana. Whoa!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God damn.
God damn.
You kind of gesture out using this artifact, and you feel like you can control it in that way, and you notice for a second that like the edges of the shoreline kind of like push away for a moment, but not in a heavy way to create much of a wave, but it's a noticeable effect. But it doesn't seem to be as intense as you were hoping it to be.
Well, that did something. I think it
Does
is.
it float? Maybe you need to be in water.
I don't think so. I think it is mostly gestures.
Or maybe
I'm
you
gonna
need a
try like
smaller-
raising it to see if I can get some water to like raise up for just like a, you know, like when you throw something in the splash that comes off it. See if I can create that sort of effect.
Okay, roll me another Arcana check.
Maybe you need a smaller volume. Oh my
Oh
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
A little bit further out, you notice that the waves kind of come together, almost like a spout, for a moment, and they kind of like pull up, and then they disperse back down into the water. That was
Cool.
definitely a lot more noticeable.
Well, there you have it.
It's definitely gestures.
What if you just shake it really hard?
Gesture
I don't
hardly
think that
more.
would be a good idea.
We should try smaller container of water.
I would not like to accidentally wash away town.
I don't think you could wash away the town. I think you got it under control.
Sonia looks over to you as you're just kind of like doing all these weird things with this. I would definitely be careful. We've spent so much time keeping this place safe. We don't want to have to evacuate any more people.
Aspen, how long does that thing work?
Is that thing the potion or
Your size.
Oh, that's a 24-hour thing.
You could
Duh.
help fix up some of the town from the attack.
duh? It would definitely help with roofs.
If you can avoid crushing anything along the way.
Aspen's careful.
Duh, I will tiptoe.
That could potentially be helpful. There's definitely a need of lumber to repair some of the buildings.
I am feeling like I could just pull up some of these trees now.
I mean, on the plus side, your axe is even bigger too, so...
This is also true. Could probably go right through tree.
Are the guards still with us?
The kids, yeah, they're just kind of
Yeah.
like fascinated by Aspen right now.
I don't think you need your axe. You could just sort of grab a tree
Rip
and
it
pull
out,
it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pull that
Guards,
tree, place tree down, split tree with axe. Lumber.
guards, can you take us to your leader?
They look between each other for a second and then back to you, and it's like, oh, yeah. Mayor Nato is definitely wants to know that you've gone through the dungeon again. Well, first time for you, but... And just kind of like
I
spin
gotcha.
off.
Just follow them. Gonna clamber onto Aspen's leg if they let me, and just save myself the effort. Just hang off their shin.
You
We
all
got lost
can.
in there.
You can. I'll join you all a little later.
As she's being carried away, Vanya's gonna turn around to Charlotte and say, "I need to talk to you later."
Yes. she's gonna look to the water, and she's gonna take a deep breath and head to the front, or perhaps whoever the nearest doorway of this little farmhouse to see if anyone's there.
Okay.
Is there or no?
Yes, there is a human, actually. A brother.
Oh. Hi, can I borrow your room for just a minute? I'm planning to go for a swim, and I don't want to do it in this heavy armor.
It's kind of like peeks their head out the window for a second and is like, okay, that seems fine.
Queen of bullshit.
So, how long does that take? Oh, medium armor is a minute.
That's about right.
Neat. Privacy.
And
I
just
guess.
gestures to the room in the corner.
Yeah, Charlotte is just gonna go in and just get out of her armor, but she's gonna still be in her dress. Just the scale mail is just off. And she's gonna have that packed away and step out, running her way back, saying, "Thank you very much." And she's gonna go for a swim. She's gonna enjoy that potion of water breathing for whatever time is left. You would if you could.
Yeah, fair.
Alright.
You know, water breathing would probably be god awful to feel. Does it magically create a bubble around your mouth, or are your lungs just full of lake water now?
I like to think it's just you're breathing the water.
Yeah, the way it's described is that you are breathing the water. So
I sure
That
hope
must
it
be- yeah.
automatically empties your lungs then.
I think it would.
But
I
still,
imagine
like,
so.
breathing water would be so much more difficult than breathing air, considering that water is much, much heavier than air.
Probably not if you have a
Counterpoint,
magical
it's
potion that
magic.
allows you to do it.
Yeah.
But seriously, if it runs out and you surface and you got water in your lungs, that's awful. You're getting
Yeah.
a disease.
That's gonna suck.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I have +3 con modifier.
Good for
Alright.
you. You have pneumonia.
Yeah, you have pneumonia and dysentery somehow.
no.
Dysimmonia.
Anyways, shifting this conversation, the rest of you are heading, after the Harlequin rabbits, back towards the main lodge. Some of the crescent divers follow you. One of them stays behind and kind of just, like, watches out, towards Charlotte at the moment. But you arrive, and the two Harlequin girls do not wait at all, and they just, like, burst right through the doorway. Marinado, they're back! And you see the older, otter gentleman from before, stepping forth and taking a moment to kind of, like, look outside, because, Aspen, you can't fit inside this building, but you are very hard to miss.
Is there a window?
And upon seeing the rest of you and the crescent divers coming up as well, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to presume that you were successful.
You have crushed the dungeon in heroic combat.
That is a relief, if temporary. Are
I have a
you?
feeling it may not be temporary.
How certain are you?
We seem
Not the
to
goal,
have
it's
gotten
just
more to the core of it than any of the expeditions before.
Yeah, Vanya's gonna point at the big stone thing that we pulled out. I think that maybe controlled the whirlpool that was here. So maybe that's it. I think it's over now.
There are certain feelings that they cannot do all the water things without this.
Donya kind of steps up and chimes in. They seem to have done quite a bit. We assume that they have gotten it handled. We will, of course, stay by, just in case it resurfaces for any reason. But we're confident that these Delphers here have managed to take care of the issue.
If it does resurface, though, reach out to... try and reach out to us, send mail, use spells, whatever you can to get to us. I'm sure we can try and come back and help.
We will definitely do our best to send word as quickly as possible. Though, if we're lucky, hopefully some troops from Fort Kingsfang will be on their way.
I would like to help rebuild the roofs.
Nato peeks out the doorway again towards you. That would be helpful. We need quite a bit of lumber to get a lot of the buildings back into better conditions.
I am stuck like this for 24 hours. I feel like I could definitely rip trees out and split the trees and place anything where it needs to go.
Oh, okay. That's definitely helpful. We have a little bit of a forest area that we go to get lumber from. We'll have to take a bit more than normal, but that'd be very helpful. Just looking to the rest of you is like, I honestly don't know how I can repay you. Our village doesn't have really anything to offer. We paid the Crescent Divers for their first expedition, but we couldn't pay them for the second.
Yeah, the dungeon paid us more than enough, I think.
Maybe our room and board for the night. I think, at least for everyone else, I'm going to have to find the field.
We could
get a refund from them? Is that possible?
We could make some accommodations from the stables. I'm certain there'd be enough comfort in there.
That would work.
What was your question, Priest?
I mean, they went in, they did one dive, and they didn't succeed, and they still got paid?
No, they cleared it once, they went in a second time, I think they cleared it again, and then the third time was the dungeon that we went in and closed.
Yeah,
They've
they
been here
failed on the
for a
third
lot.
attempt because the dungeon was what you guys went through, and it was too much for them.
It kept reopening, basically.
Got it. Okay. Just needed to get my story straight on that.
So yeah, no, they succeeded twice, failed once, and we mopped up, basically.
Out of character, you guys don't want to try and extort this village elder for like an artifact or something that they probably
God,
have?
no.
Really?
No.
You want me to kill the village elder?
No.
Gao, your inner
Yes?
criminal's coming out.
What do you mean
You're not playing a bunch of murder hobos here.
I'm not saying extort doesn't mean murder.
Extort is almost worse than murder, though. Let's be real.
Well, this is why
Yeah,
the
We're
Thieves
not
Army
playing
was...
a bunch of extortion hobos here.
Yeah, this
If
is why
you
the
tell-
Thieves Army was interested in recruiting Vegas.
I'm
Right?
against the thieves' army.
Really?
Against the Thieves Army,
I'm
wants
in
to
the Thieves-
extort a mayor of a small town that has been struggling with a dungeon attacking them.
Let me fucking speak.
If you tell Aspen to squeeze the mayor at this point, it's going to get literal.
Since when did extortion be a worse crime than murder? Like, hang the fuck
Thank
on.
you.
Am I advocating for extortion and or murder right now?
No.
I am not. But murder is the logical endpoint of extortion.
In their
Is it?
current state, if you extort from them, they probably will die, and it won't just be one person.
I just
gonna
wanted
extort
like
them
some
for a-
extra loot. What is this turning into?
For some kitchenware. They'll be fine.
I've just
Maybe
got
don't-
Bender in my head.
I'm not
and
actually
the whole-
interested in it.
let's be real. Using the word extort was probably the wrong choice.
I chose
That
it
is so
specifically.
sinister.
I did not stutter.
That is
To-
so sinister.
To quote Bender, blackmail is such an ugly word. I prefer extortion. The X makes it sound cool.
Forget it.
Well, that's some lovely semantics. Are we ready to keep going?
Yes. Forget I said anything. Y'all are no fun.
So yes, the mayor has just informed you that they have no way to pay you, and you seem to have given the impression that they don't need any payment, as the dungeon has given you plenty. Which it has.
That's what I'm gonna argue, yeah.
Yes, I'm reiterating, we do not need payment.
No. What praise would be nice.
Well, we will definitely keep accommodations open for you anytime you happen to come through.
Banger.
I think we're going to try to pull together what we have for now and hopefully celebrate that this dungeon is finally dealt with.
Under her breath. We hope.
So yes, a feast for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, feel like I could also eat a lot.
Vegas saying banger sounds like something in character.
It
What
was.
does that mean? I mean, yeah, it is in character, but like, and so
I don't know, if anyone else said it, wouldn't believe it. Vegas, it feels fitting, just relatively modern terminology and slang, you know?
no, I gotcha.
You watch as the mayor gestures to the two rabbit girls and essentially kind of gives them a little mission to like go around and notify people of what's happened so far and that there's going to be a celebration at the hall tonight. And without any hesitation, the two girls just come sprinting out of the tavern once more and just start running from house to house.
If anything happens to these two, I will murder everything around us.
They're such good guards.
Mayor
Someone needs to believe in them.
would like quiet word while rabbits are running around.
What?
I would like quiet word while rabbits are running around. Come here.
Oh, okay. He kind of steps out from the tavern. He was already pretty like small to begin with, and now like standing in front of you, he's like, I want to say like 4'3".
Oh my god.
So he's just kind of like looking up to you, and yes.
Aspen's just gonna like full on Slav squat and then like start rummaging through pages and find some gold coins. Are my gold coins now giant as well?
Do not remember. What is I don't know if that potion specifies that or not.
It specifies all my equipment changes size with me.
I'm gonna say no, because it just seems silly.
Did their coin purse scale up?
But that's not equipment. That's like a backpack, right?
Backpack, I would probably treat
Okay,
as
so
equipment.
they're gonna find their coin page and they're gonna like their fingers are a bit too large to do this. So it's just Vanya, yeah, help.
What am I doing?
Take out 2 gold coins.
Takes 2 gold coins and holds them gingerly.
Give to Mayor.
Pass.
This is for the rabbits, so you can pay the guards. Making quotation marks. Like.
He takes the 2 gold coins and just kind of looks up to you and smiles. I will make sure that they get their payment. They will be very excited to see it.
Oh,
There's a
I'm
lot
sure
of
that will
money.
probably be spent on streets, but they are kids, you know, that's what it's for.
There's a lot of money, Aspen.
That's the point. They are good cards.
They're not going to save it.
Okay.
I know they're not going to save it. I wanted to buy nice things. I wanted to buy so much sugar that they are zooming for a month.
Do you see a candy store anywhere near here?
I'm sure traveling merchants come through.
Eh.
Well, I'm going to make sure to get things organized for tonight. If there is anything else that you need to tell me before I get started.
I am good. I'm just going to go find the trees.
Kind of turn to face the rest of the party with a sort of, do we?
Ignatius will shrug and then move to follow Aspen for lumber.
I think we've taken care of everything with this village.
All right.
I'm gonna go wait for this to wear off and do something else.
Ski, even when you are talking completely normally about something we have done, it sounds sinister. It sounds like you are saying we have annihilated village.
I'm going to go donate to the orphanage.
Donate pain!
I am taking that as a compliment.
You should.
I think
I'm going
it's
to feed the
spooky demeanor.
poor evilly.
I've got to feed the poor, ellipses, that are not too what with.
Anyways, Charlotte, what have you been doing with your duration of your water breathing? Because right now you're in the lake, and the orcas are still somewhat nearby, and they're just kind of like swimming around and enjoying all the free space that they've been given.
Oh, she has been staying under the water. She is just twirling, sitting on the floor of the lake. It's an experience.
Has she done something like this before in Vigno?
Deep diving, no. Swimming, yes.
Fair. Well, you'll notice that over time, you do see another figure up on the bank who is just kind of like watching you.
She's gonna just like squat down and then just jump off the lake floor to get to the surface.
Ah, so
Sorry.
you can hold your breath for quite some time.
Oh no, this is just the work of a potion I had.
Ah, taking use of it while you have it.
It's an experience.
I bet. I don't have much experience with water, to be certain.
I mean, it's not too bad. A little cold.
Yeah, I just prefer not to get wet.
You remind me of someone.
Oh, one of your crew.
Mm-hmm. And she's just gonna twirl around in the water. She is in her own kind of zone right now.
Yeah, we weren't exactly big fans when we figured out the dungeon was in the lake itself.
Well, hopefully it stays down.
Yes, well, hopefully the troops from Fort Kingsfane will maybe come by and help the village a little. And if something does happen, they can maybe take care of it this time.
I'll be sure to make my team pass on any notes we have to them. Just in case it opens, they could find a way to shut it down again. If not for good next time.
So those things you saw in there, what were they like?
Oh, the fish creatures.
Yeah.
Scaled humanoid, capable of wielding weapons, capable of casting spells. Capable of having their own sort of religion. With priestesses.
Well, we didn't see anything like that. Not the religion part, at least.
They had a giant crab that was like an organ, an instrument. And then they had people like squid-like humanoids.
Yeah, Yvonne mentioned seeing those, but none of us ever caught eyes on them.
You haven't seen a figure in like silver shining metal armor with a blade, like a shining blade?
You mean the Traveler?
So that was the Traveler.
Wait, you saw the Traveler?
For a moment.
He's like moving closer to the edge to kind of like just like get closer for the conversation.
Yeah, he's gonna just swim at the surface, sort of like pull her, like just rest her arms on the shore.
I've only heard stories, but we didn't see anything that we would have thought the Traveler would have been there.
Well, we were at Louvain earlier, and we had heard about the occurrence of the Traveler. All they did was we came in at them ambushing one of the squid beings and just disappeared. Didn't leave a trace, no invisibility, just seemed to transport themselves out through abjuration of some kind. Abjuration.
You said it attacked one of the dungeon creatures?
Yes, but didn't say anything, didn't even notice us, I don't believe.
Well, I'd say that's a first for some of the stories I've heard. I don't think I've heard any tales of the Traveler attacking dungeon creatures, just creatures ignoring it.
What else have you heard about the Traveler?
They've been just about everywhere. I did hear a rumor from somebody who was out in Vigneault, where they witnessed the Traveler interacting with part of the dungeon that didn't seem natural. Like it was a different room entirely. But
like changing the dungeon?
No, like they opened a door that didn't exist to a room that didn't exist. Like it didn't match anything to the dungeon itself, or at least the layout of that dungeon. Of course, this is just rumor and hearsay.
I see. That's something I'm going to have to keep in mind if I ever see them again.
I do know that the Dungeoneers have a bounty out for information on it, so that's definitely something you can take up on.
Oh, I could send a report to them about the encounter. I mean, it wasn't really so much an encounter, but more of a sight.
Yeah. You saw it attack a dungeon creature, and I haven't heard any rumors of that. They might be interested in that.
I'll keep in mind.
Where are you from, by the way?
I am from Port Strega.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Alright.
Charlotte in the habit of lying a lot these days.
19.
It's a lie she's had practice with.
Right?
Oh yeah, he definitely believes you.
You said just over here, just thinking, I never saw you back there.
It's interesting, Most of the cities in Vigno are along the coast, aren't they? I've never been that far south.
They are. I used to swim with family. I used to be taken out to the beach during the summertime.
Does it get hot? Warm?
When you get to the water, it gets pretty cold.
Interesting. Closest I'm used to is the, more sandy desert beaches of Arneria.
Oh, really?
It gets pretty hot, so finding oases and springs to cool in is refreshing.
One of my friends is from there. I've been at the outskirts of Arneria before, but I haven't been in it.
Oh, do you know, where your friend's from?
I believe it was Kazmek Kuzmek?
No, Kazmak. Yes,
I picked the best one just to fuck with everybody. I love it.
You.
it's actually my hometown.
Oh, would you know a little marine named Vanya?
It's a big place, so name is not familiar to me, unfortunately.
Makes sense. We don't know everyone in the city.
But it is definitely one of my, favorite places in all of Arneria. There's a very lovely river that runs right up to the metropolis.
Well, we'll probably be there at some point. I mean, depending on things. We're actually heading north after this.
Oh, going up into the, tundras, are we?
It's not my first time.
Oh, you've been up in Oria before? You did seem like you, said you had been doing this more than the rest of your crew had.
For a few years now. I've been mostly around Alamance and the south of Vigno. I have, however, been also to Batian, but haven't set foot in Arneria, and Oria was only once.
Oh, well, hopefully it is a pleasant time to revisit it again.
Yeah. And she's gonna just sink herself in the water because she doesn't like to talk about the first time.
I definitely noticed that. I take it your experience in Oria was not as pleasant.
Well, my crew came out alive, and that's what mattered.
So very, very rough experience. But that is your privacy. I will not pry.
I'm going to go swimming right now, but, wait. Anyone in particular I might need to report the Traveler to, or just any of the little delving headquarters in towns?
I imagine you would need to find a Dungeoneer. They're the ones who spread the information through their network. You could probably find one up in Riverbed City, if you're heading that way.
Oh, good. That's just along the way. I thank you for that, but I'm hoping to go back to my dive.
Ah, of course. Don't let me take up all your time.
It's no worries. And she's gonna just submerge herself back in.
And he begins heading back into the village at that point. Alright. Aspen and Ignatius, you returned back to the village after a short amount of time of Aspen having a little bit too much fun cutting down trees. With a nice sizable source of logs and lumber.
Yeah, Aspen's gonna have had a good time doing that.
And there is a local carpenter, and they will take the logs that have been returned and take a good bit of time and try to like get them into usable material to be refurbished into parts of the buildings that have already been damaged. This should be enough for now. It'll take me probably the rest of the day to get all of this refined.
Do you have any finished pieces that need to go in buildings?
I do. It's not much, but it's enough. I would start with maybe the lodge house. It's the one that probably needs the most.
Nah, just point out which pieces I need, and I will go stick them in place.
She gestures to just a sizable stack of planks that have been put together. There's probably about, I want to say maybe 12 or 13 or so.
Yeah, take the planks and like a bunch of like the nails they'd use to hold them in place as well.
She hands the nails and a usable hammer to Ignatius because she doesn't think you can really get those to be held in place with how big your hands are.
I'm just gonna take a nail and just find like a spare piece of wood around there somewhere, and just try and just drive the nail into the wood just by pushing it with their thumb.
I say with your strength score being 25 at the moment, you could easily do that.
No, I will not need hammer.
She kind of looks back towards Ignatius like, okay.
Hey, if they need someone to tie a knot,
Yeah, looking over the lodge house, you can definitely see that the side facing closest to the lake has the most damage on it. It seems like once they got in, they just started attacking the nearest buildings they could get to. They didn't care which direction was kind of like the way in. They were going to make a way in.
Yeah, Aspen's not gonna have the knowledge or inclination to do anything fancy, so just repairs are just gonna be following the kind of patterns of the existing building parts.
Yeah, you can see where some bits of wood have splintered, and you can easily like tear out the damaged ones and start getting the new ones into place. And it takes a bit of time, but you're able to do it along with Ignatius's supervision. Did anyone else have any particular business they wanted to finish up before your feast tonight?
Yeah, Vanya wants
Red.
to try and find the rabbits.
The Harlequin rabbits? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Are you going to try to find them by maybe... How do you plan to find them?
So they ran off in a certain direction.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to make an assumption of where they would travel to and kind of cut them off on their little path.
Oh boy. Brave assumption.
I mean, they're probably zoomy little children,
Yeah,
high off of so much sugar.
but
They,
they
probably don't even have a plan, so...
Exactly. They are just going from whatever building they think they can get to the quickest. They may not be in the correct order. You can make maybe a survival check and see if you can follow.
Oh gosh, okay.
bend down, touch the ground. Children have been here.
How can you tell?
A lollipop stuck to your hand when you pull your hand up.
Yeah, looking around, there's plenty of mud and plenty of tracks, and definitely some small tracks. But they overlap so much that they're very hard to follow. And
They've crossed over their own tracks so many times.
yes, they've gone back and forth several times. So like some of the tracks look a little bit deeper than they probably should be. because they're not very heavy individuals. So you spend a little bit of time like trying to figure out which way they would go, and the tracks, almost in like a Looney Tunes cartoon style, just kind of go in every direction.
I'll wait for the party. This is a fool's errand. That's it for me.
Okay. Who else is doing something?
I want to find the divers.
Okay. Who are you looking for?
All of them in a group.
All right. I would say after Mendez's chat, he would have regrouped with the rest of them over at the lodge. They're probably at the moment just helping with getting festivities put together.
Great.
You see Sonia and Iban over at the bar, at least just sitting on the not the counter itself, but on like one of the bar stools. And you catch a glimpse of Yava. He's in the back, the kitchen area right now. He seems to be helping with food preparation. And say that you walk in shortly after Mendez does, so he heads over towards the counter and takes a seat at the bar stools as well.
Oh, good. Mendez, group huddle, everyone.
They kind of like lean over from the counter and just kind of look in your direction. It's like, got something you need to share?
Not entirely.
Something more private?
No. Everybody just stand shoulder to shoulder. And I'm gonna. And he takes out his notebook for stagecraft.
Well, Sonia just kind of like leans up over the counter. Yava, the K9 Delver from the other group wants us to group up for something. It's just kind of like hear the sounds of like metal clanging as something is being dropped or put down. And very reluctantly, the brethren comes out from the back.
Sick.
And they move over towards the counter together, and they're all just kind of like looking in your direction. Okay.
Right. And Vegas takes a few steps back, so they're all in his field of vision, and then uses stagecraft to take their picture. And once that's done, he's going to return to them with like a piece of like pencil or charcoal or whatever, and he's going to ask for all their signatures on their picture.
They
We give him a
look.
copy for $5.
They look at it for a
Okay.
second. It's like, that's bardic magic. Didn't know you were the type.
Me neither. Not until a little while ago, at least.
Interesting. Well, I don't mind signing this. Just kind of like looking to the rest of the group, and yeah, they take up whatever charcoal you offer and take time to write out signatures. Some of them more fancy than the rest. And after signing each person's name, they'll hand it back over to you.
Awesome.
Is this
All right, thanks.
Oh,
No, I'm like about to step away. Oh, what?
is this something you do on the regular when you meet other Delvers?
Well, I actually only recently became a Delver, but I figured I'd want to catalog all the other Delvers I've met.
That's
For
actually
myself.
That's actually a really neat hobby to do. I imagine you will come across quite a lot of crews in your time traveling.
Oh, shadowing. Yeah, probably.
Well, hopefully you get a lot of signatures then.
I plan to. Okay, thanks, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I'll just leave.
Yalba immediately just heads back into the kitchen. You can hear as you're walking away, there's like a small bit of like chuckling, a little bit of laughter coming from the bar.
That's that for me.
All right. Anybody else?
I think I'm good.
All right. I do know that some people said they wanted to talk amongst each other. Did you want to do that now or after? All right. Well, nobody's stepping up, so we will move along.
I think the only remaining discussion was the loot. That doesn't have to be right now.
No.
All right. Well, as dusk falls, it begins to grow much calmer. But you notice that the village itself has livened up quite a bit. More people are moving about, and several people are bringing like food that they've made, and various what looks to be like not quite gift baskets, but like several items of like interest that they have come to like decorate the tavern with. And they've set some of these on the outside, and despite some of the damage, which has been partially repaired thanks to Aspen and Ignatius, the tavern does look very festive in a way. And all of you, save for Aspen, who has to essentially sit outside for like Clifford the big red dog and peek through the window, are able to enter into the lodge and see that food are being set out amongst like all the tables. They've taken every portion that they essentially have on hand and have like created individual plates and have set them out at different tables. So it's kind of like a shared feast. Everyone has like the same things for the same plates.
Oh, got it.
And as people are coming in, they're just finding tables to sit at and gather. And there's definitely been a much larger table put together with several more chairs to accommodate the bigger Delver crew that has come in. So
And the bigger Delver.
there has been accommodations for Aspen as best as possible to set a plate on the window, a much larger plate, in order to like accommodate for the fact that they are bigger temporarily, so that they can at least eat with some ease.
Aspen is being very like gracious about it. Thank you for it's very much appreciated.
And as everyone like gets settled in, you see Marinado has taken up a spot on top of the bar counter nearby so that he can more graciously be seen. And he attempts to get everyone's attention. And as some of the talk dies down and focus has shifted to the mayor, he gestures to both you and the divers, who are sitting at their same table at the other end of the tavern. We are gathered to celebrate the victories of these two delving crews. They have helped keep our village safe these last few weeks, and with the most recent accomplishments, we believe that the dungeon is gone. And we can focus more on rebuilding and getting back to harvesting the lake for the summer. So, for tonight, relax, enjoy the food that we have, and we will focus on getting our village back into a better state in the morning. And there's a small moment of, like, clapping and applause as a lot of the focus seems to be generated in your guys' direction. Surprisingly, a little bit more than the divers. And it doesn't seem like the divers themselves mind too much. It seems like they may have gotten a little bit of attention with their previous returns. But you all enjoy a very nice, well-prepared feast for the night.
This is a nice village. I'm glad they stopped them being dead.
Are the Harlequin rabbits around?
Yeah, they're zooming. They've had their fill of food, and they're just kind of like taking their time, like going around between tables and such.
Gonna try and grab their attention, call them over.
You call out their names, and they just kind of stop what they're doing and just bounce over your way.
And I'm gonna lean in close when they get closer, just so I can hear them easier, because I'd imagine it's quite loud.
Yeah. Their ears are just like perked straight up at this point.
Hey, so you know the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
And you know you've seen it around a little bit now.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
So Vanya's gonna reach into her pack and pull out the book that she does a lot of the drawings of the monsters in and everything, and pulls out one of the back pages, just like rips it out very carefully so it doesn't, wreck the spine. And on it is a map that she's drawn of the dungeon we've just finished, including all the different floors, a few little bits of notes and stuff. And she's going to hand it over to them. When I was younger, some people did this for me as well, and I figured, why not do the same for someone else? And she's going to pass the note over, the little map.
They both like take an edge of the map that you've given to them, and they just kind of like look it over. Does this mean we get to be Delvers?
Only if you're really careful and don't rush into it. You gotta practice, you gotta become strong. You're really good guards, but you need to be strong. It's not easy.
We'll do our best. And they just kind of like both salute in their most like childish military fashion that they can do.
She's going to take it completely seriously and give them, her best, never served a day in the military sort of salute. And I've got one more thing. It's a bit of a toy more than anything.
Both their eyes just widen.
It could be useful for you if you're going to practice becoming Delvers eventually. And I'm going to pull the lock of trickery up and give them a quick, demonstration. Pick it open, close it again, and then hand that over. It's a really special lock. No matter how many times you unlock it, it's going to be different every single time you try.
Ooh. And they, like, one of them sits down with it, and they kind of, like, mess with the lock and try to get it open. And, they kind of just, like, frustratingly take turns between it. They're not having any luck.
She's just gonna smirk and just return to the celebrations at that point, just watching them have fun.
Yeah, and they will eventually like move over to like an empty table that's been vacated, and they're just gonna sit there, and they're both gonna like stare at the lock and work it like it's some kind of puzzle.
That's theirs now.
Figured out a way to keep them busy forever.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, yes, that was the point.
They accidentally summoned the Cenobites.
Oh no! You've opened the box.
We have such sights to show you.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the middle of Vanya's attempt at a salute, Ignatius just put like a shutter down the spine.
It would be awful. The whole sort of wrong arm, wrong amount of fingers. She's done like just the two instead of the full hand. Like any
okay.
actual military in the room would have cringed till the point of like internal combustion.
It's okay, Eggy. She doesn't know any better.
Aspen's not military, but knows an Aryan salute, so it's just looking at Vanya like, the Aryan salute's weird.
Fucked up thing you're doing with your hands there. What's going on?
The fucking Rimmer salute.
Oh no.
I will say, after a little bit, Ibon from the Crescent Divers table moves over to where the seat that would have been for Aspen, but they can't enter the building, and kind of like sits down at your table for a moment. I hear you're all planning to head up north to Oria.
We are.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Take it you have word of a dungeon that you're going after?
Yeah. My next
Yes.
match is also in that direction.
It's
There's actually a lost scout that we were going up to look for, actually.
Whereabouts?
Is Aspen close enough to hear this?
I would say that the commotion has died down enough, as, like, you know, more people have, like, taken time to, like, eat and talk. So, yeah, I'd say you'd be able to hear it.
Okay. The time is potentially of the essence. We should make haste directly to the location and not take steps on the way.
Well, whereabouts did you say this person went missing?
Rapid flicking through my notes. Give me a second.
north of Eldestan?
Edelstan?
Edelstan.
There was another town near, on our way to where we would be going out there. Is this
Riverbed City. There is Jaegervault, but that's...
the wrong direction?
Yes.
Jägervault's
We don't want to stop at this, Fisk.
Jägervault's the capital of Oria. So, it would be a potential stop for any delving crew, especially if you want to get across the mountains without, well, through the mountains without too much trouble.
Mm-hmm. I've been there before.
It's big, noisy, loud, 100 times less annoying than Louvain.
It's crowded in there.
Does not have the field lights.
I like the soda lights.
You said a scout went missing. It's a bit unfortunate.
I mean, this line of work, unfortunately, some people do get left behind or something happens.
Well, people tend to go missing near the woods quite often. That's why we tend not to go out that far.
Any particular reason?
They're haunted.
Oh,
Oh.
of course.
Well, they say that about all the sort of woods around, don't they?
Mm.
Can't
Just a
all be
little
true.
bit. Just a
No,
little haunted.
those that grow up on the west side of Oria, myself included, know that the woods are famously haunted after the Mantle War. We are taught as kids to not venture into them, as we are certain to get lost.
Certainly a smart thing to be taught.
Aspen, you would be very familiar with this story. Your mother would have drilled it into your head.
Yeah, Aspen's kind of like downplaying it a little bit, like it's just a little severe haunting. It's fine.
A light haunting.
Cock's pistol. Woods are haunted.
Fucked up deer.
No,
Hear me out.
Deer, but
not
fucked
deer.
up. Deer, but fucked up. Sorry.
Maybe parents don't like their children running in the woods at night and don't want them to get eaten.
Well, that's what most of these stories are about. Just
No, they do
keeping the
not want
kids
to
out
get
the woods.
eaten by ghosts.
Just looks to a ski.
There is more than just the animals out there, after all. If you end up
Between the two
searching
of
in
you, you
the
should
wrong
definitely know.
places.
Well, I don't want to be the downer in your group, since I'm not a part of your group, but most people that go missing in that area don't ever get found.
Ooh.
We at least might at least find information of what happened.
Recover
Yeah.
a body, perhaps.
I thought they were investigating a dungeon, actually. So maybe if we find the dungeon lead, we find the scout.
We could.
Or whatever happens to be left of them.
That too.
I think I could take a ghost.
Well, if you manage
In a
to
fight?
find them or get closure, that would be a first. Again, most people don't ever get found, remains or not. I did want to ask, though, the squid creatures you encountered in the dungeon, what were they like?
Really strange. But, I mean, no more strange than well, they felt weird just being around them, but they were using, I think they were using mind magic, so maybe it's just that.
Psionics.
They did seem to have the other dungeon creatures as their sorts of thralls.
It looked like a
All they
brethren.
had to do was look at us the wrong way, and the others would all spring into action.
Brethren who swallowed an octopus funny.
And purple.
And purple.
I got that feeling the first time I saw one. The attacks by the dungeon creatures increased dramatically shortly afterwards. I felt like it was trying to reach out to me. I could almost hear its thoughts. I was a little disturbed in the moment.
Did that happen to any of you? Looking to, let's see, Aspen, Iggy, who else got tentacled? That she can remember.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm, still different.
Vegas, maybe? I'm not sure. Like,
I didn't know.
Vegas.
I resisted.
Yeah, Vegas resisted. It didn't ever grab. No, I was never
Never went
grabbed
for me.
either.
Well, they definitely seemed like they were capable of telepathic communication of some kind.
That's why we tried to put them down quick. Anything messing around with people's heads it's never good.
You, as you say that, you hear a thought like enter into your head. Usually they're not, and you realize that it's Iban's voice.
She's gonna give Iban this look of how dare you, sort of an amused smirk with it though. She's not gonna say anything.
He's just kind of like grinning shittily at the end of the table.
If I tried to talk back, would I be able to?
Let's see. Oh, yes, you can actually.
It's just gonna be just one word, just cheeky now.
There's two.
That's two, shut up.
It's a helpful trick I picked up along the way.
Just nod at that, nothing else.
Well, it's good to know that you took care of those creatures, because in our first 2 clears, we never actually fought them. So, we're certain we had cleared out the whole place, but we never did find them.
One of you, I forget who, mentioned that they saw them or claimed they saw one of them.
I
and
did.
The rest, you did, right?
Like I said, one of them felt like they were trying to communicate with me, but I could not understand what it was saying.
And that's because of your magic, I'm assuming, because none of us have that sort of magic.
I presumed so, but then again, the rest of my crew didn't believe me. They didn't see it. Well, I won't trouble you any longer for the rest of your night.
Gives him a little nod of their head and, well, have a good night.
Good night. He separates from the table, and he doesn't immediately, rejoin the divers. Instead, he heads upstairs.
Vanya's quickly going to turn to a ski with voiceless speech at her. He can speak in people's heads!
Oh my god, what a weirdo. He can talk telepathically.
That has implications.
I mean, isn't that, message?
This was in voiceless speech.
Yeah, Vanya conveyed this in voiceless speech. Only
Whoops.
Yeah, no,
My
it wasn't
bad.
vocal.
Whoopee.
She's speaking to a ski because it's just like, ooh, sheep things? Question mark.
My bad.
Aspen, who has had 2 lessons in voiceless speech, seeing that, and being like, he can fit heads in his mouth.
Oh, begins a new lesson with Aspen right there and then.
Which member of your crew can fit someone's head in their mouth?
Right now,
Aspen.
Aspen can fit probably everyone's.
I think Ignatius could do it.
I could do it because I believe in myself.
You've
Right.
done more
Vegas.
unhinged stuff than that. I would agree.
Thank
I think
you.
Vegas could do it, but he would hurt himself in the process.
No, I wouldn't because I'd roll a nat 20.
Do it.
Like the time you downed the coffee straight.
Yeah. Hold on. Do it. Okay, hold on.
Oh, God.
Failure.
It's because you tried to will it yourself, Dante. That's why that happened.
So I'm more powerful, is what you're saying.
You have to say, God, it would be so funny first.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else before your night draws to a close?
Nothing here.
Mm.
Wait, no, Charlotte.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
Yes.
thought there was the conversation.
Vanya's
Yes.
gonna grab Charlotte and kind of try and pull her aside a little.
Oh, you could just tell me you need me somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine, but this is easier and it's loud. So, I have a question. The pool in the dungeon that everyone was using.
Yes?
Can you do stuff like that without it?
It's not that well, there are scryers, but that's not something that I have been trained in.
Is it gonna droop a little? Oh. Alright. Okay.
I mean, I
Thank
can
you anyway.
scry on a god, but that's different, and that was something I believe that he himself conjured.
A little bit of a squint.
Yeah, just gonna flex that one.
Yeah,
just
just
gonna let
humble
everyone know
brag.
that.
I mean, that's different.
So you can't scry, is what you're saying?
No, but I can maybe if I with some time, maybe if I try to learn it, I could.
Okay. There's something I kind of regret not looking for while we were in there, and I don't know. If you ever feel that you can, I'd like to try.
Is this something to do about a decision, maybe?
No, it's
Oh,
about finding someone. That's all.
oh. I mean, I know augury, but that's different. That's more about.
What does that do?
Well, I basically could tell your fortune based on the decision you make.
Oh, that could be interesting. Okay. Can you do that now?
I would have to wait till tomorrow.
If you can, I'd like that.
It's gotta be something a decision you make like soonish.
Well, so the intention has to be there, otherwise
Yes.
it wouldn't work. Okay, but if I couldn't do it, would it still work, even if I had the intention to try to do it?
Well, here's what can happen. Essentially, it could tell that the direction you're going is a good idea, a bad idea, both good and bad ideas, or kind of nothing. Like, nothing might happen.
Okay.
Question: is this being said aloud?
Yeah, that she's pulled
Yes.
Charlotte aside, but it's being said. Yeah.
The mention of this would draw Ignatius' attention. Is this some sort of fortune telling you're talking about?
Yes, divination.
I have a few questions I'd like answered, if possible.
Oh, certainly.
Can you tell my fortune too?
Well, I can only do it once a day because I've been told there's a risk that the reading might not get as clear if I keep doing it consecutively.
Insight check.
Yeah, same.
I don't know how magic works.
I don't know how magic works. I just take pictures of people.
It just works for me. I don't have to think about it.
For Vegas, this is true because this is literally Augury's thing.
Okay.
I mean,
And
you don't
Vanya
know
just doesn't read
how a
it.
photo camera works and it's operate one.
I rolled Arcana, not Insight. Oops.
Charlotte, I need to know, am I gonna make it?
For the next day, you should. Are you going to be trying something?
No, this
I
is just
I
like
think he means in the SHL, Charlotte.
no. I just mean, am I gonna make it?
I don't think you're going to die anytime soon. At least hopefully.
I mean, unless you're going to be ingesting poison or you're going to do that coffee trick again. Well, you could make that, but
I've eaten poison and been fine before.
Please don't.
why did you eat poison?
I didn't know it was poison.
Okay, that's different. Okay.
Dare I ask?
Food went bad.
It's not
Okay.
poison. That's just food poisoning.
But I didn't get food poisoning.
For a moment, I thought I was worried. I was kind of worried that you were poisoned.
Did you eat moldy bread, Vegas?
Worse.
I'm not
Spoiled
going to
meat.
continue this line.
Rotten
of
fruit.
questioning
No,
further.
no.
Oh.
What was it?
Don't worry about it. Don't look into
I'm
it.
very worried about it. But
Uh,
regardless, I would like to use this ability of yours at some point.
I
well,
go
we're
after
gonna-
Iggy.
We're gonna have to do this once a day because I don't want to give you the wrong outcome.
just kind of looks to Charlotte with this really apologetic look on her face, like, I'm so sorry.
No, this is great. I've always been wanting to do this. I want to do this with. I practiced it before with my previous scripts. It's fun.
Yeah, but I don't want you, like, burning out like Farewell did.
Because it's not overwhelming.
If you try and tell my future, I will punch you in the throat.
What?
Why?
No.
I don't want my future written.
And I won't tell it.
The moment you tell it, it is locked in, and then there's a whole thing. There's
Well, technically, no.
Oh boy, here we go.
I mean, it depends. It depends if the fates have decided, or if it could be something that could be changed.
Well, if I don't know it's been decided, then it hasn't been decided in my mind, then I can do what I want. I don't want someone telling me that my future has been decided. So I'm not telling my future.
I attended
Alright.
the first third of a lecture on determinism one time.
What about the other 2/3?
I had a very lovely nap.
There have been wonderful stories of people trying to avoid fate only to meet it, and those expecting something out of fate and have not received it.
Exactly, so I would rather have nothing to do with it.
It's what makes it fun, though.
Yes, you don't know what kind
No.
of story you're in. Comedy or tragedy?
I am in my own
Sometimes
story.
both.
Comedy.
Comedy.
A
All right, I'm gonna have to. Charlotte's gonna open her book, her spirit guide, and is gonna have to write a cue. Okay, Vanya was first, then Iggy, then Vegas.
And this is just a ask a question, and then it's a yes or no if it's a good idea.
yes,
Essentially,
no, or maybe so.
well, good fortune, bad fortune, both or neither.
That is annoyingly non-specific.
Wait, DM was ritual roll again. Oh, was ritual again.
Ritual casting is you take the spell casting time and you add 10 minutes to it, and you can cast it for free without using a spell slot.
Okay, noted. Yeah, I didn't have
And
it.
you don't have to have a ritual spell prepared to ritually cast it.
Oh, then I can do it. I still have a spell
Yes.
slot.
That's one of the best parts of ritual spells.
Vanya, I actually might be able to do it. That time we spent sleeping had helped. But I'm going to need some time. Do you want this private? I can do it right here if needed.
Private.
All right. Then later tonight.
Okay. I'll
I wouldn't mind the answer publicly.
find you. Well, you know, questions are different.
For myself, I mean, I'm not trying to pry.
For you, Iggy, tomorrow.
Go to me?
And for you, Vegas, the day after.
I'll write it down.
Wonderful. She's just gonna go back to her food and like she's very excited about this.
Good.
Well, if there is nothing else that people want to do, we would essentially be going into that next,
Oh boy!
because it is late now.
This is the very thing that Charlotte's famous for in the book.
Doom.
Oh.
Doom.
You two sharing the brainworm there in Discord, I see.
Oh my god. So, Charlotte would have went. We have an inn we're staying in, right?
Yes, you have
Yeah.
rooms and accommodations if you would like to. Otherwise, you can take the wagons.
Charlotte would stay the night in the inn. Charlotte would try to track down Vanya.
It's not hard. She'd either still be downstairs or in the room she shares with a ski.
Oh. Charlotte, I feel like, would eventually track Vanya down to her room and then see a ski, pause, and then see Vanya. Did you want this private?
Yeah, just the two of us.
A ski.
Yes.
If you could step out for just a number of minutes, particularly 15.
Very well. Let's just probably head out to a more common area. But also probably just for the sake of it, also see if it'd be possible for Thalkil to stick around some and
Oh,
I mean,
I
you
was
know,
waiting
15
for
minutes.
it.
I was
I was gonna say, yeah.
I was
15
go-
minutes, approximately 15 minutes from now, slip back up to the room and see what they end up divining.
Cheeky.
See, it's funny
What
you
are these women?
mention that because as soon as the ski's away, she's gonna just whisper to Vanya. She's not gonna spy on us, is she?
Probably.
Very well.
It's
Just
not so
heaving in the
important.
distance.
It's just that I'd like the space. And also, we haven't spent that much time together.
Yeah.
What you
how's-
gotta do. I'm sorry, out of character is interrupting. Just do lovey-dovey shit and enjoy each other's company, and eventually she'll get bored.
Thalkil leaves, just frustrated, kicks sand.
Oh, well, that was boring.
They're talking about boys.
She would. Charlotte would.
They're discussing feelings.
Disgusting mortal behavior. Eh.
Right?
So, okay, this spell, last slot, it's gonna be 10 minutes. So Charlotte's just laying out the deck, preparing it, setting the mood. Whatever candles lit will be lit. So, specifically, this spell is a decision that you're going to make. It's not what's going to happen, it's what's going to happen if you do something.
Okay.
And what is the decision you're going to be making?
I want to know if it is a good idea to even attempt to scry on a certain person that I'm thinking of.
Is this a private thing? You can't say the name?
I don't know their name.
Oh. Well, I can try. I'm going to try to work this, but I don't know what it'll do.
Do I DM'd you who she's asking who it
Yeah.
is a good idea to scry on?
Alright.
All right, Charlotte's gonna prepare the cards, close her eyes, and say, "Oh God, I have to remember Itris, right?
Yeah.
Yitris?
Itris, yes. Itris. My friend wishes to seek someone. Look into her mind and to her heart, and who she is hoping to find. She does not know the name, but her ambition should be enough. Tell us, will this lead us to weal, or will it lead us to woe?" And that's when Augury's gonna be cast.
Alright. So you pull the card and place it out, and you see before you the card of justice upright, and you know that the card of justice is one of disinterest. Even if you were right or the victim of foul play, you won't win this one.
Oh. Charlotte actually looks a bit concerned. So, this card explains that what you are seeking is justice, but it won't end well for you. You have your ambition is there, but your destination will betide you.
She's gonna frown at that. Right. Okay. How bad is that? She kind of points at the card. I have no idea this sort of stuff.
It could be anything. You could lose something personal. You could lose your identity, possession, someone you love, your own life. It would be enough that this pursuit will hurt you. It would not be something minor.
There's that look of determination she gets, but she kind of nods. Alright. Well, let's not try to scry on this then.
Now, Vanya, I understand it's a bit upsetting, and I'm not trying to contradict what the card is saying, but you have a reason. I don't know what that reason is, and I won't ask. It's possible you may not be ready for this, or it's possible that you may be looking at this the wrong way.
You said the card was justice, right? That's what was drawn.
Yes, but justice, you have a reason. You do have a reason, but you could be led astray by it. You could be, or rather, you could experience sacrifice if you tried to go this way.
It's no different than what I'm already doing with the dungeon.
It is true, but something to take caution in. That was not the worst fortune I've told.
But not one of the better ones.
No, but sometimes we have to see the warnings to understand where we're going.
Vanya, give me a perception check. Alright. After a minute, Eski, you'll have Thalkiel return downstairs to you. After successfully snooping on them. Your friend is continuing her path forward. She is going to likely be facing a powerful adversary in the future.
Just to clarify as well, for you, Viola, Eski would not know Vanya's main driving force.
That's fair. But yeah, no, Eski's assessment will just be... Well, yes, I suppose. With the way things are going with all angles of our research, it was all going to get more difficult before it got any easier.
We're going to have to look into stronger summoning spells in the future.
I'll be right there with you for it.
Back to you two.
With that, Vanya's gonna stand and kind of offer a hand to Charlotte to help her up as well.
Charlotte's gonna set her cards away and also shake her hand.
Thank you. For what it's worth, even though it wasn't great.
Sometimes we have to understand what direction we're going, how fast we're going, and what might await us in the end.
Despite your warnings and, I guess, the cards, I'm still going to pursue it. But thank you.
She's gonna be heading back to her room.
Doggy.
Well, we'll go ahead and trigger our break early if we have nothing else to conclude before morning.
Yay. Spell prep.
Cool.
Not here.
Wait.
Not personally.
Okay.
And we will also take this time to level up the party.
Yeah!
Ah, good.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Go use the bathroom, get a snack, and level up. I shall
Oh,
return.
I'm so psyched. I'm
The
so
martial
psyched.
classes all just collectively just had the best night's sleep. They now know how to swing their weapons more than once.
Oh, baby, I get a new main event feed, I think. Or
I get uncanny dodge.
Level 3, level 3, level 3.
I don't know if anyone gets any new class features yet.
No one.
double check.
Not sure.
Maybe it's just
Not-
a new
not-
martial.
Not new subclasses, but I know
Nice.
like extra stuff like uncanny dodge and like extra attack and stuff like that.
Do I need you to do anything to the sheet, or should I just do the plus up to level 5 with the drop down? I think it's literally just
Yeah, you should just toggle it up to the next level.
I can apparently
Okay.
not level up.
Yeah.
So.
I need
It's
to
a
do that
martial
as well
feat, not a
because
main event feat.
didn't let me do a level up wizard.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to collect my level.
you have to do it in the drop down list in the features page, guys.
Yeah.
Not the button in the top right. Oh, weird. Okay.
Is it not doing it?
Wait, drop down features, what?
On the features tab, it
Where's
says
the features?
classes, attributes, inventory, features,
Okay.
and then under classes
No.
it should say your barbarian class, and then there's a drop down menu.
Yeah.
You want to make that say level 5.
Yay. Ooh, do I take average or do I roll it?
That is what I'm trying to decide.
Not bad. I'll take that. Container is not a valid choice. Oh, I don't think it leveled up my HP.
Yeah, let me fix it.
Can I get a free reroll if it sucks ass?
You can reroll ones.
Can I reroll 2s?
Unfortunately, no.
Ride or
That-
die,
that's-
motherfucker.
That's the gamble.
Taking the average myself. Yeah, 39 max. I also need to edit my custom sneak attacks now too.
Let's see what else do I need.
Well, that's not a good start.
You can
Hey, it's a
reroll
one.
that one though.
Yeah, you can reroll that.
Okay.
Hey!
Yeah, 11. See? Secondarily, are we able to just push the button to level up? Because I got Oath of Revolution. I'm not sure if that's
Again, you have to
incorporated.
go into the class features, and
Right.
you'll have to very specifically grab the thing that says level 4 and toggle it to level 5.
Yeah, my health did not want to go up either.
Yeah, I'll have to fix yours because your character sheet's currently adjusted with all the extra stats.
Yeah, all over the place.
What was your strength score before?
I forget. I screenshot it. Give me a sec.
Because I gotta fix a lot of your health too.
Yeah, put up my current health, but not my total.
I think I sent it to Jade. Give me a sec.
You did.
Or actually, it may have. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Fuck. I rolled a 9 too.
Yeah, so yours should be 53. Okay. There we go. All right, fix your.
My
health.
strength score previously was 18.
Okay.
I'll send you the sheet just so you can see.
And then you rolled an 11, and then you have +3, so 14 more hit points. Fucking Christ.
Barbarians.
So that puts you
I'll be
at,
right back.
was that 56?
Did you say it was plus 14 I'm getting?
Yeah, +14, because you rolled
Yeah.
11 +3.
Yeah, that's 56 then.
Christ. Alright, I will be right back. I'm grabbing a glass.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need a drink. I'll be right back.
Gonna go set up and grab a spell,
Yeah.
and then like
I know I need to add a new spell to your list, because you get Grim Vitality as
yeah,
part of level 5.
I did add that myself
You already got
but
it?
also-
Okay, cool. Because
I
that's
believe
one of your
I believe
free
I also get
prepared.
like a regular spell.
Yeah, because you get Grim Vitality, and it doesn't count against your spells known.
Yeah. Like for previously it was 3, now it's 4, so I get that another one. Which I believe is just Ranger spell list.
Yeah. Just let me know if there's something you can't find.
For some odd reason, it decided I should have access to level 3 spells and not level 2. Huh.
Range.
Ain't that something? I had to go on and edit it.
Yeah, I
Is
would
there a
say
simple, easy way to load all the level 3 spells in, or am I just gonna have to manually fuck with it?
Paladins are prepared, right? Yeah. It should just be level 2s. So let me see if I can do it for you.
Yeah, if there's a way to just slam all of them in there at one time.
Yeah, because it'll filter by that. Okay, let's see.
Pass without trace.
That's a good one.
I saw that and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going for that. Also long rest, right?
Yes, you to get a long rest.
Excellent. That's it. BRB.
Alright, should be getting your second level spells in there. I'll have to see if there are any you get from the Beast World spell list.
Yeah, I'm having to dig up the Beast World PDF.
Should also check your dragon features and see if anything goes, because your
I
dragon
do,
stuff levels
actually.
up.
I get access to, I think, a different spell in addition to shield. I think I get Bulwark of Scales now. Yeah, I can cast Bulwark of Scales. Now I have 15 temp
Let's
HP.
see. Silver. Da, 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 da. Yeah, once you reach 5th level, you can cast Bulwark of Scales. Yeah.
Efficiency bumps up.
Do you have that? Oh, yep, it's already on there. Nice.
Yeah, it's been there. And I just want, like, confirmation. Dragon Magic Bulwark lets me cast Shield Spell or Bulwark. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I believe it is one or the other. I will reread it. Yeah. Once you cast either of these spells with a trait, you can't cast that spell with it again until you finish a long rest, or you can use spell slots of the appropriate level. So, like, if you've got a first level spell slot, you can continue to cast Shield. Bulwark of Scales is a 3rd level, so you would have to use that feature to do it.
Noted.
Five times your proficiency bonus. Wow, yeah. Oh yeah, your temp HP also goes up because your proficiency bonus went up.
And the amount of lay on hands I get, which is, isn't that 2 times proficiency? No, sorry, 5 times proficiency. I'm just going off memory here, so I could
If
be
you pull it up,
completely
it says
entirely wrong.
you pull, you can restore total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. So yeah, it'd be 25. In fact, it updated it correctly for you. It's got there's some mathematical formulas you can put into the sheet that will factor in it as you level up, so it should scale correctly.
Noted.
Let's see. Ba, 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 ba.
I get Gust of Wind and Sea Invisibility from
I have
my
extra attack.
paladin. As do I. Extra attack, high 5, baby.
Wahoo!
Do you need me to add the Gust of Wind and Sea Invisibility?
Yes.
Okay. That's the Revolution spells, right?
Yes.
Let's see. And I believe, yeah, those are always prepared for you. So you will need to figure out what spells you have prepared.
I just need to add Uncanny Dodge to my sheet. Which I'll do now. It should be under class features, right?
Yeah, it should be under there. Charisma plus half the spell, and then we'll round it down. So half the level would be 2, plus the charisma mod.
There we go.
Charisma
Oh, I didn't realize
plus
a ranger
4.
subclass gets it too.
6.
I'm here now.
Welcome back.
Got my leveling and stuff sorted.
Yep, me too. It's just Uncanny Dodge, and then I'm just going to test these real quick to make sure it's rolling the right amount of die.
Hey, your dice got my... Hey, I'm editing my character sheet here.
Dude, all the fucking time. I'm like trying to click something and somebody's previously rolled a die. I have to wait for it to vanish.
You got my dice on my circus.
Well, there's 2 more rolls coming. Sorry.
What the fuck?
Okay, they're good.
This would never happen in real life. We would not roll over each other's sheets.
I would, just to be annoying.
Oh no.
I'll follow suit.
I'm gonna flick my dice at you.
Just throw them across the table. Yeah.
You ever
I'm
seen
gonna
those
make
little
sure-
dice catapults you can get on the table?
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that my dice tower collapses very quickly in your direction. I'm a fighter and I stack my dice.
That is one thing VTTs are missing: the ability to stack your die between turns.
So true, matey.
So anyway, about the loot. I want the ring and the boots.
And for boots.
Yes.
Also looking at your prepared spells for you, Ignatius. Because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember if the Paladin order or the Paladin Oath spells are always prepared, or you have to prepare them.
I thought it was always prepared.
I assumed it was always prepared, but I can't remember if they're not.
I think the oath one's always prepared, yeah.
Oath spells are, yeah. They're always
Okay.
prepared.
Because looking at your sheet, and yeah, you've got the Gust of Wind, the Sea Invisibility, the
Always have it
Alarm,
prepared, yeah.
yeah.
Oath spells don't count against the number of spells. Alright, cool.
So, with that, you have only 2 spells prepared, and you can have 6 total, so you should be able to prepare, like, 4
Yeah,
more.
I was doing that right now. I unprepared all my spells in order
got it.
to deal with a level up.
I do that too. It's so much easier to sort your stuff when you aren't being flooded with shit on your page.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can also go in and manually set to always prepared as well.
Yeah, I see that now. Did anyone else have any issues with any of their sheets?
No, seems to have gone
I
through
don't
for
think-
me.
Everyone's HP leveled up correctly.
Yeah, I don't think I
Mhm.
get anything else this level except the second attack, do I?
No.
So there's nothing too...
Second attack and...
Oh, I get
let me
movement
check.
speed as well.
Yeah, your extra movement speed, you go to 40, which is crazy.
I
Yeah.
can kill undead now, but only CR half, and if they fail.
Hey, that's still pretty strong.
I think probably also during a long rest, I will choose to go ahead and attune with the Amulet of Health.
Yeah, so has anyone got any issues with Aspen taking the boots and the bashy ring for the extra range?
No,
Go for it.
Nope, I got Bashy Mace.
I get first dibs on our next dungeon loot, though.
Makes sense.
If it's good for me, of course.
Yeah, I'm giving up the claim to the, or any argument claim to the, protection stone, so... If a ski wants that, I'm all happy with that. I just want the ring so I've actually got a slightly more reliable and useful ranged option.
Yeah, the javelins
Cool.
aren't really doing it right now. We do have that other set of gloves of missile snaring too, if anyone wants them. But yeah, I'm all for Dante, for Aspen getting a ring of Ram, and I mean the boots aren't really that all that important, honestly.
They're not super important to anyone. I just kind of want them for flavor right now, to be honest. Like a nice Orion
Yeah.
pair of boots on the Orion bear feels right.
Makes sense to me.
Three
Oh,
per
Norman.
level.
I've been looking at things because I've been like, oh, wait a minute, something might get problematic later on. Luckily, the cleric doesn't turn fiends. However, looks at Ignatius.
So
How you doing?
it's
Your
funny
turn
you
undead later on. Not turn undead, but your turn. What was it called for you?
So
Uh,
I have a thing,
22.
Oh,
Arcane Abjuration. Now this is a specific target.
37.
I
yeah.
can
So
base-
yeah.
yeah.
It's not as like all doing like the turn undead is. I think Ignatius's turn ability will affect me when I'm in form. Just as a heads up.
Does Ignatius have a turn?
I think they get one,
Because
or
they have 2 general divinities. One of them is compel a be whatever. It's the thing he used on
Yeah.
Felds that forced a confession, and then the other channel divinity is the shared roll.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was like a. I've never played Paladin, so I didn't know if there was like a universal one like the
turn's
clerics
usually
get.
cleric. I don't think paladins really have a turn.
For the record, I've been paying attention to the shared roll the whole fucking time. I have not had a good goddamn opportunity to use it.
Yeah, the one time it actually came up was the one time you weren't here, and I was like, well, this
Yeah.
seems appropriate, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop it. There's no reason not to share a crit.
Furia.
Duro, can you send me those 2 items because I don't know how to acquire them from the treasure box?
Drag and drop into your inventory.
Oh, is it just that?
Yeah, it's
Should
that
be.
easy. Just make sure you delete them from the treasure box.
Yeah, you'll have to delete them out of the box.
Oh, funky. Okay.
So you took the boots and what else?
The boots and the ring of the ram.
Okay.
It's just so they've got a nice ranged option there.
It's pretty good.
Am I gonna be able to like attune to those with a long rest? Or
Yeah.
Duo does it where you can just attune.
With an
It
action.
takes an action. Yeah.
I forgot about
It's
that.
not like me. I run Rosaz for attunement because I'm
To be
boring.
fair, it's an action and about a minute, so it's not something you can do in the middle of combat essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would be too easy.
I think every D&D game I've played has had different attunement rules. So.
Yeah.
The normal is attunement after a long rest.
The way I think it's actually is it not only an hour? I forget. Whatever, it's not that important. But yeah, I run a fair bit of my game rules as written, but I do like rule of cool things for like crits and stuff where I'll do like special effects on people's crits for fun sometimes.
Is there any Beast World spells that anyone's missing or we're looking at if you can only choose so many?
Oh, I had not even thought to look at that. I'll take a peek at it, but probably not going to change my mind from what I actually picked for my new spells. So
I was gonna say the only 2 that it's really relevant for is Vera and Norman, because Norman might lose some spells.
Did you get any cantrips, Viola?
yeah, I had picked Gust for it.
Okay. As I say, for cantrip options, you also have access to Whispers of the Netherworld. There's the first level illusion spell, Swift Invisibility. There is Where is Verasta, which is available to basically anyone who can cast a spell. That's a second level. You already have Spear of Shadows. Let's see, there's Quantify for clerics. There is Kira's Quick Doff, which is a cantrip, which you can get as well, a ski. Moment of Resolve is another cleric cantrip. You could also pick up Grim Vitality, which is a spell that Set has access to. And
It's a very good spell.
the first level illusion garble
I'm back.
spell for sorcerer. You do have access to third level spells, don't you? Yeah. So you can pick
I do.
Forget I Said That, which is a third level enchantment spell. You can essentially make someone do a wisdom saving throw, and if they are failed, the target is stunned until the end of your next turn as they forget the events of the last minute. And the target will just assume that they were daydreaming or not paying attention.
Oh, that's got some real sinister uses.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, hang on. Did we just find the date rape spell? What the fuck?
No,
pretty sure
you-
that's
No,
what.
this is the gaslight
It
spell.
lasts for a round, but they forget the last
Gaslight
minute.
gatekeep girl boss spell.
Yeah, this is what
So-
the Feral used on Vanya earlier.
You could use a fight. You could use that in a fight where you've forced someone to start a fight with you. Before the fight even gets to like a full 10 rounds, you could cast that and be like, "No, we weren't fighting. What are you talking about, you crazy idiot?"
It does say if the target is hostile, they have advantage on the save.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop you from trying.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So that's a pretty good one.
Buy a drink, wait till they deliver the drink, make them forget they delivered the drink.
Yeah, get
Heyo.
a free drink.
Uh, I don't think I'll be taking that one right now, but I do think I might.
And there's
then,
also Cheater's Caution, where you, for I think an hour, you'll begin humming if you're targeted by a divination spell, and you sneeze if your name is spoken aloud, and you also gain the benefits of not being able to be surprised and getting a +2 bonus to initiatives.
That's cool.
As a first level spell.
I think I'll keep my 3rd level spell, but I think I will drop Dust for sake of Whispers of the Netherworld. That
Whispers?
just seems like something she would be interested in learning.
Alright, drop that on your page.
Oh yeah, no, that is definitely a ski. I just read it. That's great. Ooh, it does cost money though. That's interesting.
Yes, it is a cantrip that actually has a gold
Material cost. Yeah, that's I think the only one, right?
Yeah, I don't think any other cantrips have a material cost. At least not a
Good thing
consumed
we
one.
are well past the part of the game where 5 gold can be prohibitive.
I mean, we started the campaign with over 1,000 gold after the first dungeon. 5 gold's not much. Yeah, we should really start looking into like extra spatial cubes and stuff when we can get these wagons pimped out.
Yeah, my hope is with the next session, since I'll have a little bit of time, I'm gonna try to get the Foundry module installed so we can actually have the operating wagons and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Heck yeah.
that'll be fun. Anyways, everyone leveled up.
Yes.
Anyone need any corrections to their sheet before we move forward?
I appear to be all good.
All good.
I think I'm good. Let me double check.
Believe
I'm set.
kosher.
And also, I am adding a second set of your temp HP to your health pool, Aspen, right now. So you're the only person over 100 HP.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Holy shit.
You are going to be very tanky for a little while longer.
A few more hours, yep.
Quickly, let's find something to fight.
Hey Vegas, you want another fight?
Yes.
Let's pick a fight with something big.
Want to pick Vegas up and see how far I can throw him.
Do it. Oh, I'd enjoy that so much. You should wake me up and do that. You should wake me up in the fucking night and do that, please.
I'll see. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Can I do that? Can I have just Vegas, Aspen just sneak into Vegas's room and just be like, Vegas, I have an idea.
not even sure you could get in.
Oh, that's nuts.
like up to my
yeah,
window.
I'd sneak to your window.
Yeah, sure.
Picking up Vegas, seeing how far you can skip him across the surface of the lake.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I land
Do it,
very
do it,
perfectly
do it.
on the other side.
Vegas,
You can make it happen.
Vegas,
Oh,
I have had thought.
that's new.
Again, you are talking to a bear that is 20 feet tall.
I can't let them know that I'm afraid.
Anyway, do you want to see how far I can throw you?
Yeah, I'll be outside in a sec.
Nice. I will skip you across the lake.
Also, don't forget to hit the long rest button once you
I did.
finish.
Yay.
I imagine Vegas sleeps in like an extra big sleepy cap, you know, with like the little, like the And he has like a candle holder and shit. Yeah,
It's just a normal sleeping cap, but it has a bridge.
it's actually that kind of fucks. Yeah, no, canon. I don't need to roll anything for this. Do it.
Okay, so we're gonna meet at the lake. The edge of the lake.
Oh my gosh.
And Aspen's gonna pick up Vegas and try and just like
Vegas,
almost like hold him missile shaped like a paper airplane or something and try and skip him across the water.
Vegas spreads himself into like a starfish shape for as much surface area as possible.
Okay, make an athletics check at advantage. I will factor in your insane strength bonus.
This is gonna suck.
Athletics, did you
I'm gonna
say,
live.
yo?
I'm gonna live.
Please don't just spike him directly into
Straight to the
ground.
bottom. Yeah.
Which one is this one?
Ooh.
Oh, no, that was disadvantage, not advantage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
14 plus 4 plus 3, so
21.
21 plus the extra benefits from your strength, so
Or plus
24.
7, I think.
Yeah. So 24. And you're just aiming at Vegas out into like the middle of the lake, or are you trying to get them to ensure they go across the other side?
The aim is to get them across. Yeah, I'm frisbeeing them to like skip across to the other
Oh
side.
god.
Okay. You toss them, and they surprisingly bounce across the surface for a bit. Vegas, you feel like you're going to sink for a second, but you continue going forward with incredible speed. I need you to make a dex save to see if you can not eat
Stick the
shit. on
landing?
other-
Yeah.
Yeah.
With pleasure. Is that just flat?
Just dex save.
Oof, I saw it roll off at 19.
Yeah, it's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. You attempt to, like, find purchase, but there's just kind of like a hilly, muddy bank, and you just go straight into it.
That's fine.
Aspen on the other side of the lake, just yelling, "Yes! Yes, champions!"
Yeah, like from the opposite side of the lake, equal shouting, like, fucking, yeah. And nobody needs to know why I'm dirty when I come back in. If it's like morning.
Dirty and soaking wet.
Yeah, Vegas, like, oh god, you know what a wet poodle looks like? It's like you have to tie their ears up and everything.
Just the saddest beast
Yeah.
imaginable.
It's they're a soggy doggy for sure. That concludes our night.
Bonding.
Vanya looking at Vegas when he walks in, just like, what the hell?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
Vegas, why is half of your fur matted on one side in one direction?
And covered in mud? Good question. I don't know either.
Because he hit the mud.
Like a hockey puck.
I've not had enough coffee to ask why.
Because we could.
Because if you don't hit the mud, that is flying.
One day I'll fly.
Oh, I
will be happy to help
propose
with that. I will just need more potions.
a notion. Would folks be interested in warding bond?
What does that do again?
Ooh. I know that spell.
You will need a matching pair of rings for that. One that you wear and one that the target wears.
Yeah, that's the
But-
difficult part.
You'll should be able to find that relatively easily. But it is something you'll need the components before you can actually cast it.
While we're at a large body of water as well, I'm gonna go looking for some sand.
Sand?
Yeah. I just want to collect like a pouch of sand. big patch of sand.
Don't know if there's gonna be much sand. It's mostly mud.
Yeah. I was hoping there'd be some around somewhere. Figure there's gonna be at least one edge of the lake that's gonna be a bit sandier.
You could try to walk around, but this lake is big. It's a couple miles. So you will
Well, I can ask the locals, right,
Oh,
if
yeah.
they know any point that's got more sand. I'll do that. I'll just like the barkeep or something and just.
Okay.
Do you know if any part of the lake may have more sand than mud?
The shore.
Maybe to the southeast where it meets the river.
That's not too far away, right?
It shouldn't be, no. Maybe a 30-minute walk.
Yeah, thank you.
Just looks at you a little confused. Alright.
Hello, I'm looking for your finest sand.
It'll be important to the plot later.
Before they go out for a walk, they are gonna point at Ignatius and just be like, "Yo, dragon, I'm going to collect sand."
Oh, okay. Is that
I will
Okay.
require you later.
what is that supposed to mean?
I love that Ignatius is equally as confused as the bartender.
They're making glass out of character. I bet they're making glass.
I mean, I
Don't
figured
find
that.
out.
I don't think Ignatius would know that.
I
Homewood is
wouldn't.
confused. Ignatius will give Aspen a thumbs up, and then go back to whatever they were doing.
Well, as you all are kind of just gathered down for breakfast in the morning, you do see the two Harlequin girls bouncing around into the tavern, and they kind of rush over to your table, Vanya, where you're
Uh-oh.
sitting, and they hold it up, and they're like, "We did it! We got into it!"
Going to take the lock from them. It's open, yeah?
Yep.
She's gonna close it. And then I'm gonna try and open it.
Okay.
So disadvantage, right?
Yep.
Not bad.
Hey, yep, that'll do it. You pop it right open immediately. And they just kind of like both like watch with wide eyes as you do it just so quickly.
Give them a little bit of a wink, close it again, hand it over. Keep practicing. You got this. And then goes back into nursing the coffee, like the one true lover that she has in this world.
Congratulations, you just flexed on children.
That wasn't the point.
You wouldn't take every opportunity to flex on a kid.
Okay, I mean, you're not wrong, but, you know.
When I was
Trust
at the
me, if there was
field,
3 kids around, I would have thrown one of them across the lake too.
when I was at the field museum last weekend, I bought 2 plastic dinosaurs to show this one kid that was staring me down that I had money and he didn't.
Good lord.
How was Susan? No, never mind. So yeah, she's gonna hand it back with that sort of. It's not like a cocky sort of haha, I'm better
Yeah.
than you. It's more, you can do it. You can get as good as I can.
Yeah, they're enthusiastic. They immediately take the lock and run back outside to wherever they were playing with it before.
How likely is it that I could find a set of thieves' tool in this town? Probably not at all, right?
Okay, counterpoint, thieves' tools are just little pieces of metal bent in the right way.
It's not just that. Thieves' tool kit is a lot more than just
Yeah,
that.
it's a kit that's usually with several pieces of equipment. In here with their supplies, probably not.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of like really basic stuff, but they wouldn't have stuff like that.
It is a small file, a set of lockpicks, a mirror mounted on a metal handle, a set of narrow-bladed scissors, a pair of pliers. Yeah, there's a lot to it.
No, I feel like that's stuff that a little town could. This is just me defending the like low
Yeah, I
tech
getcha.
nature of a toolkit. I don't think we demand one.
It's more that I doubt there's lockpicks in a town this small. Honestly.
A town that would mostly kind of keep their doors unlocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like everybody kind of trusts each other.
No lockpicking lawyer fans in this town.
I am the only lockpicking lawyer fan ever.
Nobody can get good at breaking locks because all the locks are already open.
Right? Everyone's equally unwell off. There's no reason to steal. Nah, she's gonna keep her feast off kit. She's only got one. Which is a shame. I would like
Sure,
to
you
get
could
them
teach
one.
them how to like make some simple thieves' tools.
Oh, fair. They've run off though, so that's fine.
Does the town sell bobby pins?
Yeah, right. You can open a tricky lock with another tricky lock.
Well, you've all gathered for the morning and had your breakfast. What are your plans? Are you going to stick around for a while, or are you already going to dust off?
Well, Aspen's halfway to the river, so.
Well, Charlotte is going to make her way towards Iggy.
Hmm.
So when would be an appropriate time for me to read your fortune?
Ow?
Oh, now? We could do it.
Yeah.
It'll take some minutes, but have you ever done this before?
No.
So, I'll explain it as she's like arranging the cards, setting up a couple candles, even though it is like morning. I need you to think of something that you are planning to do. This fortune is based on action you are pursuing. You're going to do in the near future, and this isn't like, you know, if you're going to find love, and when you're going to die. This is a decision you make and what will come of it, and it could either be good, bad, both, or neither.
Okay, I grasp that.
While she's shuffling the cards. So, what are you planning?
Ignatius will pause for a moment and sort of work himself up to saying it. I was contemplating if I should return home.
Oh, where do you live?
Vinyo, but my family tends to move around a lot.
Ah. Alright. Well, so... Oh, you're planning... You're not leaving us, are you?
I was thinking in the near future, but this is more
Oh.
just an idle fancy of mine.
I understand you have your duties. Sorry, it was just... I understand everyone has places to go and such, but she's going to prepare her cards. Etris, tell our future. My friend here is considering the choice of returning home to Vigneault in the near future. Would this be wise, or would this be foolish? I'm gonna cast Augury.
See what cards are pulled. Well, then I'm just pulling cards in the background.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I've been doing this the entire time.
I was just looking for a way to lead into like Iggy disappearing from the party for a bit if I have to go back to work stuff.
Fair. I have ideas to, like, pull you if needed.
But
This is amusing. Okay.
Uh-oh, death.
No. You pull, the Emperor.
Ooh.
The Emperor in this position suggests that what you want most at this time is success and achievement, and the support and influence of perhaps your father.
So I would have to ask, is this indicating this is good, or...
It is not clear if this is good or bad.
Ah. Okay, so it seems you're trying to impress someone, you're trying to focus on something, but it doesn't... I think the interesting thing is, there is no wheel or woe to this. Which is... Well, they say no news is better than good news.
Better than bad news.
well, it's not no news. That pool in the dungeon made let me know that.
Oh. I mean, for something like this, it doesn't mean like something bad will happen, but nothing good will happen. It'd be like, well, imagine, you're telling a fortune to see if you choose to have breakfast in the morning. If it's not good or bad, that means it may not be a splendid meal. You won't have a horrendous meal, but you're still going to eat and things go on. Life continues. It could be just very ordinary.
I see no way for me to return and have it be ordinary circumstances.
Oh.
I will take this as a sign that gods only know what'll happen.
I mean, Ignatius, I don't think you should be too worried. It's unknown, but it's not a guaranteed woe.
Ignatius will sort of be visibly mulling over this, just thinking in his head. There's a lot of gears turning.
I think you shouldn't worry too much of it, as she's going to just put her cards back together into the little deck box. But I hope it makes you feel better, at least. I know it seems a little uncertain. I often don't get that kind of result. But I see
These are abnormal circumstances. The actions my family have taken have already impacted the party directly in ways that I would rather not convey.
Oh.
This is around the table with all of us that are still in the tavern, right?
I mean, Ignatius didn't seem to imply
Oh, no, this is
privately.
I was
public.
gonna
Ignatius
say.
is just saying this.
Interesting.
Because yeah, that's gonna get an eyebrow, but nothing else.
Does your family work the same line of work you do?
Same line of work I was in. I make no
Oh.
claims to currently be in the business.
Business of.
Murder.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
You've seen the silver marks on weapons around here.
Wait. Oh. I see. Charlotte's just gonna go quiet.
Your family's like the Silverclaw Company?
They're involved.
Uh-huh.
Just gonna look Iggy
Ooh.
over for a moment. Makes sense.
How? What made you think that?
It makes sense.
How? What do you see that I'm not seeing?
It makes sense.
How?
Would you have
You know.
clocked Vegas as an
No.
ex-Corvette?
No, but
Iggy holds himself more like a Warvet. He's got that sort of, I don't want to say sad vibe, but sort of
Damn.
regretful.
I'm glad to see vibe-based deduction is still within the group's purview.
I love vibe-based deduction.
That veteran swag, as the kids say these days.
We don't say that anymore.
Not after the war.
What do you say?
Riz.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Everybody throws
I'll
their
forgive a
gear,
woman for trying
Charlotte.
to keep up.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
bother, it's not worth it.
Ignatius would sort of, if pressed, continue, but otherwise, yes, my family is in the business. I am not proud of what has happened in the past, which is what has led me to where I am today.
You don't have to be.
Good job.
Is that what made you pick up this? Motions to the Dranfinian get up.
I'd call it penance, but nowadays I think it's a duty more than anything.
Alright. No judgment here.
I did not take up the role as idle curiosity. I had an intent to it. I would rather not field questions, but if anyone has a burning desire, let it be known. Otherwise, I shall break for morning tea, perhaps.
I have none.
If I've been long enough to like appear back with the sand and some rocks and stuff, then I
Having
could,
a
I could
heartfelt
absolutely
moment.
save Iggy from the moment.
Aspen walks in. Hey guys, I got sand!
Dude,
Has
no
it been
way!
long enough to her.
Yeah, I'll say you can come back at this time.
So yeah, Aspen's just got like a big bag of sand and some general rocks and stuff. She's gonna walk into the inn,
It's to help with
find
digestion.
Iggy, and just set them all down in front of Ignatius.
Ignatius
The
will
image of that is hilarious.
experience enough mood whiplash to actually hurt his neck a little bit. Why have you brought me sand and rocks?
Okay, here is the deal. I have never had a dragon as a colleague before. So normally I would steal what I need, but I figured I can request it from you. I need you to do the breathing and turn this into obsidian.
There's a lot to
You
unpack
said
there.
just
First
blaze.
off, don't steal things. This isn't me being a paladin. This isn't me taking a stand about justice. Just don't steal things.
Don't
Second
steal things
off-
and get caught.
Oh god.
I have to steal it. It is part of my culture.
Yeah,
Insight
Iggy is
check.
I
a
don't
part of their
have
culture.
enough time. I don't have enough time or energy to unpack that statement. So let's move on to making obsidian. I don't know how to make obsidian.
Just melt the minerals.
Wouldn't this set the table on fire?
I mean, duh, not right here, but
Yes, of course, not right here.
That's what the sand is for.
It's like
I can
cleaning
give it a
detergent. What
shot.
sticks things up?
Oh yeah, you can make like a little kiln on like the shore of the lake.
I have
I've
seen
never
you do the fire breath. I figured, the obsidian that they normally steal is made by dragons of the colors that people do not like so much. But, I figure if your breath gets hot enough, then it will melt the stuff into obsidian, and I can do something useful with that.
What can you do with it?
If it works, you'll find out.
You
Oh,
could
this
just tell us.
Is this like artificer work?
Okay, so
No.
you see these, and Aspen's just gonna point to like the carved bits of obsidian, like on their braces, and they're like a half moon shaped necklace that they've got made out of obsidian and stuff. So I carved all these myself from obsidian, and I can carve other baubles from obsidian, and once they're carved, they can be imbued with certain spells. I figured with a little bit of preparation time to make life easier for everyone, maybe when we have some downtime or something, if we had a set of the baubles so everyone or most people could have one, then maybe we could charge them with some healing spells as an emergency precaution.
That does sound useful.
Cool.
Very useful, and I am interested in assisting. Aspen, you'll have to beg my pardon, but I am not able to sustain a breath of fire for quite as long as you think I am.
Well, I've seen other dragons do it, but I do not know the intricacies. I'm just hoping we can take experimental stab at it.
You know what? I'm interested. I won't be able to provide a steady flame, but I should provide quite a burst.
Maybe if we heat it a little bit first of normal fire, and then you can focus the breath a little, and maybe that will hit the heat we need.
I
That's a
very
good
much
idea.
want to watch this.
Hey, so out of character, I've just been running on the assumption that Ignatius can sort of click his tongue like a pilot light to ignite something.
Okay.
Is that something that a dragon could actually do, just like a little keck and light a match or something?
Oh yeah. Dragons are pretty powerful creatures, so that would be easily within the realm of possibility. What Aspen's requesting is for something more sustainable, which is not typical. Usually if a dragon is going to assist in forging, they're going to have an actual forge that they will occasionally light with their breath.
I will be completely upfront with you, Aspen. I have zero idea if this is going to work. I have no experience with forging weaponry or creating artificy or other such pursuits. I know how to take care of my halberd. I know how to maintain my armor. Anything beyond that is a bit above my rank. But I shall assist. Simply
Honestly, I
guide
do
me
not
where
know.
need be.
I do not know if this will work entirely either. I know how to manage a forge. I can get a base flame up to good temperature, especially if they've let us use forge in town. I can get this up to good temperature. I can get stuff to start to melt, and then I am hoping that your dragonfire will throw it over the edge, so to speak.
Does this
For
have to
me-
be obsidian made this way, or could you just use any obsidian?
I can use most obsidian. Dragon obsidian, little easier to carve, little more potent.
Do they have a forge in the town? Could we requisition it for a little bit, perhaps?
There's probably a forge, but it's... I don't know if it's going to be able to tank obsidian. Because you will need a temperature pretty high for that.
Alright, so Aspen and Ignatius spent one day crafting a roof. They can spend another day trying to reinforce a forge to make obsidian in.
Aspen should very much know forges.
Ignatius has zero idea, but he sure can follow instructions.
I was gonna say you've got smithing proficiency, right?
I don't actually know if I have proficiency.
The tools.
No, it's not under tool proficiency. But I am Orion, and it is like a religious.
Isn't it part of your homeland trait?
I don't know. Hold on.
Ignatius knows how to do calligraphy.
Sweet. Everyone gets their name.
Oh yeah, you have
calligraphy.
proficiency with Smith's tools.
Yeah, so
It's just not on the first page where it should be.
it's now down to if you guys can reinforce the smith.
Yeah, this is gonna be really awkward if we're like, hey, can we borrow your forge? And then we fucking break it?
Uh-oh.
Well, you head to the blacksmith that happens to be in town, and put forth your request for essentially being able to like get the obsidian into a refinable state. And they look it over and they look at their forge and back to you is like, that's the heat that you would need to melt that is not something my forge could do. You would need something much hotter.
Yeah.
My forge takes long enough time to just get iron melted, and you will need something hotter for that.
Can I just out of curiosity look at the forge and see if I can spot any ways to like improve its efficiency just for the hell of it? Like any advice that you give?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what kind of check that would be. Maybe just a general intelligence check?
How fucked up is it that you're just some random dude making a living as a smith in a town, cranking out like horseshoes and nails, and some random Viking shows up and is just like, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong.
It tracks for Aspen, let's be real.
I mean, yes, it makes
Yeah.
complete total sense. I, however, as this theoretical blacksmith who definitely isn't experiencing this issue in front of our very eyes, would be pissed.
I wouldn't get any sort of situational advantage from that from either parentage or the Smith's tools proficiency, would I?
I'd say you're probably more accustomed to Orion forges.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But looking it over, I'm gonna say that it's going to be hard for them to improve their forge. They're using some like very rudimentary basics in order to like get this forge hot enough to even smelt like copper. So like if there was improvements to be made, it'd be possible, but they probably don't have access to any of the resources to even try to begin that.
I feel like we could make a better forge just by scratch at that point then. I'm not saying this aloud for the record. I'm not talking shit about this guy's forge in front of him.
Okay, well, thank you for humoring me.
You're welcome, I think.
No, I
Ignatius
appreciate your time.
Rug sympathetically and follow after Aspen.
I mean, we're heading to Aurea. We could just do it there.
I think we are going to need Orion Forge. I was hoping maybe there was a way to do this more on the road, so that we could replenish when need be, but yeah.
Well, I suppose a wagon could always be made to hold something suitable.
Yeah, that is good thought.
Though it would require a decent amount of work, I imagine.
A lot.
I don't suppose you'd want it so mostly made out of wood, then?
Yeah, I would imagine we would have to cloud the area with heat-resistant metals. Still, I think it could work. I think we could have forging expansion for the wagon.
Keep it in mind.
I don't think any of us would be shy of the work that would be required. Except maybe Vegas.
Huh?
Nothing. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying
Are
about
we
it.
are we done here? Because we should probably think about moving on.
I'm
No.
inclined to agree.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Sure aren't gaining anything by still sitting around, so...
Do we want to say our goodbyes to anybody, or should we just make our way out?
Yeah, I think we
Isn't
could
that
play
what the
quietly.
banquet
Yeah.
last night was for?
I'm taken care of.
I'm
Alright.
all good. I, to be honest, did not really know any of these people quite well.
Who knows? Alright, well, let's get going.
Alright. So, you rejoin with the wagons and get things settled to move forward. Question, where would you have put this weird water artifact?
Next to the barrel of water we keep in the wagon, all three of them surrounding it, actually.
I mean, how big is it?
I was gonna say Aspen had it last, so I guess
It's
yeah.
let's see. I'm trying to like give visual measurements. It's probably about I'd say it's like maybe 2.5 feet tall, and probably about like
Well, that's huge.
2 feet wide. It weighs like 50 pounds.
Vegas
the-
could still lose it. I feel like Vegas could immediately misplace that.
Going back to
Excuse you.
the images of the kind of displaced parts of it, do they hold their
They're
position
anchored
as
to
it's
it.
moved? So if we set it down somewhere, they're not gonna get displaced.
No.
It's not going to collapse.
So, it technically could fit into the contraband compartment in Vegas's wagon, but it would take up the entire space.
What else you got in there?
Yeah, you saying that out
You have a
loud?
Contraband
yes.
compartment?
You'll never find it.
Vegas, listen.
You'll never
just call it,
find it.
Just call it a hidden compartment.
Hidden compartment. You'll never find it.
I'm not insinuating you're smuggling drugs or something.
Huh.
Vanya.
It's just the connotation is all.
Smuggling Vegas's drugs.
Vanya. Compartment.
Well, also, that's where I put the scroll of sending that the Thieves Army General gave me.
I mean that's
You're not
paper.
doing drugs, are you, Vegas?
Sometimes. Not in front of you.
Fair enough.
Just so you know, that thing weighs 3 pounds less than Vanya. It weighs almost. It
So I can lift
basically
it.
weighs a Vanya. Yeah, easy.
So yeah. Do you want some?
We're gonna put it in one of the wagons, drive off, and the lake's gonna come with us.
That's a
I'm
Terrifying
just
thought.
going to pretend no one said anything to me just then, for everyone's sake.
What you mean?
Exactly.
Charlotte wasn't even
Exactly.
paying attention. She was busy riding.
Please don't steal the lake.
Just put it like in the middle of like a ritual circle of all the barrels of water we have.
Wait, did you say magic ritual circle?
sometimes the ocean comes to visit.
Oh no.
I might have something for this. So I could create a magic circle.
I mean, that was out of character on my part, and also a
Oh.
joke. But
Well, well,
Oopsie.
that's in my arsenal.
So where is this thing? That was the original question.
I mean, Aspen's just gonna put it in the wagon if nobody stops them. Honestly,
I just don't feel
luggage.
safe having
That's
that thing
fine.
loose. Could we put it in a crate?
Maybe we could fit it in a barrel.
Can we fit it in a barrel?
Do
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's
You
quite
probably
a
have
barrel.
I mean, the barrel that you use to hold water probably is big enough to, like, easily hold Vanya. So,
Why is that our metric? Why is that
Well,
Vanya
Vanya.
like?
So Vanya's 3'8", so this thing's like half her height, weighs almost as much as her. Like, she's a good metric for smaller items. Like,
Zero.
If we put this thing in one barrel, do we still have enough Vanyas of water for the road trip?
0.9
System, Imperial
Vanyas.
system, Vanya system. Fucking hell, people.
What the fuck is a vanyometer?
alright. Yes, you can get it tucked away in one of the water barrels.
Cool.
We're
Well-
removing the water first, right? I just feel like it's a bad
Why?
idea to keep this thing soaked in water.
It was moist to begin with. I'm kind of hoping that if we keep it in water, it won't feel the need to create water.
Mm,
Moisturize me.
No, no.
Okay. So that's tucked away. Yeah. So what is your planned next big stop?
So we prepped to have supplies to take us to Riverbed City twice, I believe. Like, just in case we had to. So it was Riverbed City and then up into Aurea from there, I think. That's what I remember us talking about anyway.
Sounds right.
I remember Vegas has business in Jaegervault for the Thieves Army, but then I've also got the thing at Lake Rhineglass, right?
We
That's
are
where
at,
we are
like,
now.
Oh wait,
We were going
No,
to
I'm sorry.
find the to see if we could find the scout around Edelston.
I think I'm just misremembering what my next SHL thing is, and it's probably also in Aurea.
Jaegervault.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so all of my business is there. Congratulations, I figured it out.
So it depends if we want to. Like, technically, Jaegervault's closer, but we're on a missing persons finding task here, so getting to Edelston quicker would probably be a better idea. But it's up to you guys what we do, really. What do you think?
Are we gonna pass through Aurea on the way to our missing persons rescue?
The Ori is the region.
It's in,
Or
It's
sorry,
here.
Jaegervault.
No, Jaegervault's over the opposite side of the valley, basically. Jaegervault's here.
My map is all gray. Like, I've tried refreshing, and it's just sitting on gray screen.
So, Jaegervault is in kind of the center of Aurea, and then Edelstan, which is where the side quest would be, is on the coast to the west, which is basically the opposite side of where we need to go.
I mean, I'm
For you.
like Enduo. I can't find it in my notes. What was my time frame for my next league bout?
I don't know if I gave you one.
Okay, just making sure because I don't see it anywhere in my notes.
Yeah, if you don't have it in your notes, I probably did not give you an exact time. It is more of you will know when you know.
Just
Okay,
showing
that's
that in
You'll know it when it
the
happens.
Discord because it has the roads.
I sure will. Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah, we can go. We can go to Edelson.
So the next question is: do we follow the roads, which leads us through Isfisk into Edelston, or do we just go straight to Edelston over the what is potentially going to be the horrifically cold fjord?
I'd like to
So-
stick to the road. That's where the least people die, don't you know?
The thing
Yes.
is, if we go on the road, we'll just be right next door to Jaegerwald.
Yeah,
It would seem kind of weird to just go there and then like turn away.
But
Roads are there
again-
for a reason.
like I said, missing persons thing here. If the longer we take to go find this person, the more likely they're not going to be alive. Like they're probably already dead. Let's be real, but
Yeah. No, I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
I mean,
but
this is
it's
another Delver said it, so
yeah. So it's kind of a what do we want to value more? Because my vote, just to mess with Dante, is to go through Isfisk and down into Edelston from there.
I'm leaning
impartial.
I'm leaning on Jaegerwald because it's closer if we're taking the road.
Mhm.
I'm impartial. If we want to go and help the guy that might not be in need of help
Thing is,
anymore.
if we help the guy, we don't have to stop at his fist. We can just go right through.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like let's try and scoop up the dude. If we find him in better condition than we're anticipating, excellent. We'll bring him to Jaegerwald with us.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Okay, roll out.
There's our path then. So Riverbed up all the way to just near Jaegerwald, then up into Isfisk, down into Edelston.
also remind you that the name of the missing person you are looking for is Marisha Temple.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest with you, I forgot we were looking for a missing person for a little
Me
bit.
too. I tried refreshing my page and now I'm stuck on gray screen. I'm gonna be a sec.
Yeah,
try closing the browser out entirely and then going back in.
the assets have had trouble loading earlier this morning, so it could be remnants of that. But yes, so heading up to Riverbed City, and then you said which direction from there?
So up, following the road up to
This is a river, by
The-
the way.
yeah, but the river follows it. If you look at the map
Yeah.
in Discord, and then we're gonna head to Isfisk, and then down to Edelston.
Ah, okay.
So
But
if
we're
we're
gonna
doing this,
stick to the road so we don't die horribly in the cold fjords of Aurea.
we're gonna really have to check on our supplies by the time we get to Riverbed.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna say we really stock up, like more than we think we need.
Well, I mean, you buy food for however much, however many days you're traveling, and then double it. And then double
Yeah.
that.
Pretty much. That's what I was gonna suggest. Because I mean, as the crow flies, we're 110 miles from Riverbed, so we're going to be low there. Then we're going up to about it's here, so it's another 126 miles. So that's another 4 days. Then 3 days to Isfisk. Then another 2 and a little bit days to Edelston, so that's like maybe we're looking at maybe 2 weeks on the road to get to Edelston.
Fun.
It's gonna be a journey.
Yeah, it's at least 3 days to get to Riverbed based off the route that I can see here.
And that's assuming we don't get battered by the cold weather up in
Or
Aurea,
waylaid.
or waylaid, or we find a dungeon on the way or any other number
Or
of
knock on
things.
wood.
We would also like to not piss off a herd of mammoths.
They come in herds?
They do
Huh?
come in herds.
I get it.
No, they stick together.
So do we.
Duh, I think we could probably take one. But,
I don't. I'm not suggesting that. I would like to arrive at our destination as unbattered as physically possible.
Alright, yeah.
We,
So 3 days to get to Riverbed City, and then based off your route, it'll take you a week to get to
Mhm.
Edelstan.
We should definitely get supplies at Isfisk.
No, we do not need to go to Isfisk. We can just go straight through, just around the outside of the town and
Stares at Aspen.
Alright, Aspen, I'm
Mm.
going to
Rolls an
this.
insight check.
I'm going to ask if you have a personal reason for not wanting to go to Isfisk. Simply say so, and we shall avoid the town.
I have a personal reason for not wanting to go to Isfisk.
I have a
Right.
personal reason for us going to Isfisk because we're going to need supplies.
Can't we just buy more in anticipation? It's not like we're, running ragged.
Well, no, we're not running low on money, but we don't really have the most space.
Keeping
upgrade the
supplies on
wagon.
way up there is. Maybe I can just hide.
Why would you need to hide?
I think I
Are you
know.
wanted?
I would rather not show my face in the town.
You have
I
family
think
there.
I know.
Oh, you're
You
wanted.
grew up there.
We don't.
Just absolutely shooting daggers at Vegas.
Vegas has like the most shit-eating grin. Like you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? Like, type of smile.
Hang on. We can. Okay.
You know what? I understand it completely. You
I
can go
think
around
we're,
it.
we're all being too harsh on them.
No, I'm serious.
It is hard to carry that many supplies, and it is a good place to resupply. There will be good things there. I can just wear a hood and stay in the wagon.
And we can do that.
Why, just curiosity, and you can tell me to jump off a short pier if you want, but why do you feel the need to hide?
My family is from there.
Right?
And if I get seen, they are going to want to see me, and they are a particular way, and then there may be other things and other people, and it will become a whole situation.
Alright.
They know I am
What's-
alive if the
question.
letter got there, that's all they need.
I have to ask the question. Is it a they like you and want to see you, or are they going to try and murder you?
What sort of family do you have if they're gonna try and kill you when we show
No,
up?
no, they like me, they love me. But yeah, I mean, I think they would prefer they wrote more letters. I'm just not good at that letter writing.
There
Me
is.
neither. Wait.
I know this sounds a
Mhm.
little unusual, but I would suggest that we do keep Aspen hidden because if they see them, we're going to be in town longer than we would think when we need to go find the scout. It,
Well,
would,
Agreed.
it would unfortunately slow us down.
Okay.
You would
do
also
have
tell the
business to
family to
do
go
that
kick
isn't a
rocks.
family
Oh,
business.
no!
No, you cannot do that.
Just
Go kick rock.
Not
act
this
like
is one
you've
thing
never
from the
met
town.
Aspen. That Aspen's not in the wagon.
Oh
It's a
my
little-
god, is your family in charge?
No, but don't
Oh.
worry. No, no.
How easy is Aspen to read right now?
Aspen's looking very
Yeah.
unusually flustered. They are
Would this be
100% off their game right now.
would this be a they're so obviously flustered that this is a yes, they are actually in charge?
It's there's something going on.
So
Whether or not it's that, there is an intricacy to this somewhere.
now
I shan't pry any further out of respect for your arrangements.
here's
And
my
I feel like we should
suggestion.
respect that.
Here's my suggestion. We can get the supplies and leave the same day and try not to get seen, but if it's this potentially important for you not to be seen, then you could just not leave the wagon. Simple.
Let's make it as quick a stop as possible.
Duh.
We don't need to talk to anybody. We just need to buy stuff.
Although
Big.
it's nighttime and if it is quiet, there is one thing I would like to try and rescue.
There's this big
You-
sort of
Aspen.
shit-eating grin on Vanya's face of, we do need to pass back through on the way back to Jaegerwald, though.
I think if you're going to sneak into your old place, Aspen, you should wait till we're on the back trip.
Duh.
And maybe
I do
take
it.
me with you.
And
No.
me. I didn't know you were a rich kid.
No, I just no. That is not important.
Is there anyone else here who's secretly rich that we don't know about?
I wish.
Me.
You're not secretly rich, Vegas. Look at you.
Secretly a witch.
I've been
They're
drinking, leave me
publicly
alone.
gay,
Issa just
secretly
raises her
rich.
eyebrows a little but says nothing.
See.
And let's be real, like, the only other person in this group that could potentially have more money than sense, after glancing at Vegas, looks to Charlotte.
Excuse you.
What?
You give me the feeling as somebody that's at least had a decent amount of money at some point.
To be fair, I don't know if you're actually rich. I just
I did for a time.
See, I've got that good read of people.
does it count as rich if you do not know if you do not need to know how much you have?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh,
That just makes you even richer.
Aspen,
Oh.
how much does a loaf of bread cost in Oria?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
My most insulting of you. I do not know.
I did not know. I did not acquire the bread. We just always had the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That gif every time. It's one banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $10?
I mean, I assume I gave the rabbits enough to buy some bread.
That
That's what I
one
got.
gold. That one gold would keep any of those families in that town for the rest of that month easily. You gave those children 2 months worth of living, and you're expecting that money to last.
Just
Hey,
this very suspicious silence from Aspen
That-
right now. You can see the buffering circle in their brain.
listen, it helps. That was a good thing to do.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing to do. I left 5 gold for the family of the Vulpin in Dole, but I know the value of money a bit more than I think some of you,
To
and
be honest,
that's
it is hilarious, however.
I've already forgotten about everybody I've ever given money to.
see, that's another rich thing.
This was a joke.
I'm quickly learning how, I guess, underneath, at least monetarily, my family is to most of you. It seems.
Vegas, why did you go to war if you were rich?
Me?
Yes.
Here's the point. I am not rich. It is not mine. But if you want to stop at this for supplies, you can get fresh vegetables and all sorts there. It's good option.
Yeah,
How
how
much?
much do we cost? How much should we bring?
Let's figure it out when we get to Riverbed.
Oh, and Iggy, for your information, my dad wanted me to. It was a posthumous wish.
Ah, yes. Fathers have a way like that.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yes.
He left me a letter that I didn't read until I was 13. Yes.
Actually, that's a good point. While we're on this topic, I'm not a Delvo if we ever go to Arneria.
Okay.
And then she just walks away from the crew.
Oh my god.
What are you?
Not have emotional baggage. Raise your hand if you were raised in a loving home.
Aspen's gonna raise
Vanya
her hand.
walking away, raising her hand.
Charlotte raises her hand.
Vegas half raises his hand. It's complicated.
People joined this line of work because they were a little fucked up.
Oh, believe me, I thought I've been healing for the past 17 years, but it turns out I was just hiding.
I feel
I'm
this
not
is
fucked up. I was just
Completely
older.
straight face.
I feel like we might need to get moving. I feel like this is kindling a flame we shouldn't have started.
This is also a conversation we could have had on the.
Hmm.
I'd like to think we're already on the road.
I will say that this conversation can be had as you are leaving.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We just look like
You guys are
crazy
just,
people.
yeah, you're just having this weird conversation shouting between the two wagons. Anyways, I've just been spending this time fixing the map that I'm probably not going to be used tonight, but that's fine. Anyways, no, not gonna play this yet. Okay.
Hey, chill? What the fuck? You're scaring me.
There is a thing, and I'm sorry.
Oh.
I still have to do Vegas's fortune on the next day. I promised.
Okay, we'll take care of it later.
Yeah. We can do it
What,
right-
this
Thank you
this
for
is
remembering.
this is the same day as what you've just done for Ignatius.
Yeah.
I just need another day.
It's all good. I'm keeping note.
So yeah, the first day will literally take you most of that time just to get around the edge of the lake to even begin to move north. I will say for the start of the next day, if you would like to get with Vegas, I imagine you're both going to be in the same wagon regardless. Dion
part-
will be driving
his
as
wagon.
usual.
I think we'd all like to get with Vegas.
But
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Me too.
we don't even have to
Wait,
stop.
that's so
on-
funny. There's a song in Vegas's set list called Narcissist 2.0. It's about that.
Yeah.
Now the question is, does Vegas want this private or just it's fine just doing it in the wagon during the middle of the ride?
Yeah, I'll do it in the wagon. I got nothing to hide at this point.
All right.
Alright.
Charlotte's gonna set the table, arrange the cards. Have you ever had your fortune told before?
Yeah.
Good. Then you know how it works. All right. Now I don't know what kind of fortunes you've read, but this particular one, it's not about finding love when you'll die. It's a decision you'll make and what may be the outcome in the near future.
Yeah, got it.
So, if you may kindly tell me what your decision might be.
Should I choose to keep searching for somebody.
No names or anything that private?
My mom.
Charlotte, her mouth is open. She just stops. I can do that. She takes a deep breath. Vegas can hear like the indication of like her tone has changed. Arranging the cards, preparing, and then after 10 minutes assembling. Beatrice, my friend Vegas is hoping to try to find his mother. Is this a path that will lead to Wheel? We'll betide him. I'm casting Augury.
Alright. For this card, you end up pulling the World. The World...
Dude, I'm Joseph Joestar.
God damn it.
No, you need the star, you nerd.
No, I need the world.
As
Oh,
always,
I'm Dio. I'm
Oh.
Dio.
the World
Alright.
in this instance would represent not giving up or changing direction this late in the game just because you've experienced delays. Stick with your plan, have faith, trust the universe, and you will reach the successful conclusion you are wanting. It's a very hopeful answer.
Oh.
Charlotte, just look at the card. Actually smiles. You will find her. And you should.
Alive?
The card says if this is the world, you are supposed to find her. And I know... You see
Don't
Charlotte.
worry about it.
Okay. She puts her cards away.
Thank you.
I was hoping to get a good fortune for once.
It was good.
Yeah. And that's all.
You're telling me I get the most ambiguous ass fortune answer and Vegas just gets like a, yeah, good news, everybody!
In order, it was, this is a stupid idea, don't do it. Then ambiguousness, and then, yeah, go for it. We got the gamut. We got all
Keep
three.
going, you're almost there.
The next person's gonna get both.
Oh no.
Ask me later. Magic
Yeah.
8 Ball.
Well,
That's just what happens if Iset's gonna ask about her fucking long lost husband again.
Yeah.
your second day of travel goes unabated. And, for your third day, you begin to approach what is known as Riverbed City, and you can see where the river used to run further south from the mountains, and the city gets its name for the fact that this entire river area has dried up because the direction of the river has changed to somewhere else entirely. So as you get closer and closer to the city, not quite there just yet, just a bit short, you do see that there is a sizable empty riverbank that you can easily follow alongside the road.
Oh wait, is that what that is on the map there?
Yep,
That's
that-
crazy.
Yep,
Oh.
that used to be the river. And then something
Huh.
happened that caused the river to change directions. So, I will say you're like an hour, maybe an hour and a half outside the city. Do you want to try to push your luck and get in there as night is falling?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why the heck
solid.
not?
Yes, go for it. It's 1 hour.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
Uh-oh.
Love that every time I change the music, like, oh no,
Music
Yeah.
stops.
jazz music stops. All right, we're actually changing playlists now.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting into the Oreo playlist. I have a playlist for every zone, so.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. You begin to approach the city as the night falls. The air itself is a little bit chillier. It's not super cold or anything yet, but you definitely notice that as you've been moving further north, it's been getting a little bit colder each time. Those of you who aren't from the north are probably not accustomed to this as much, though if you've visited from time to time, you've probably got an idea of how cold it can get.
You said specific before, yeah.
Yeah. Those from the desert are probably familiar with a little bit of this cold from when it gets nighttime in the desert. But this is not only just that cold, there is a nice sharp wind that comes with it that kind of just cuts through your clothes, and it hurts your bones.
You just hear this tooth rattling noise coming from Vanya.
The burning cold.
The burning
Aspen-
cold.
Aspen's just like standing up on the wagon, like just like arms out, just like.
Doing the fucking Titanic pose.
Yeah.
And as you get closer, you notice that the city has a decent amount of traffic. It's got people coming and going, so you're not like the first wagon to arrive this late. And there are wagons that are actually heading out from the city even this late, possibly in a hurry to get somewhere specific. But as you get closer, you also notice that what appears to be the military that control this area is a little bit of a mixture. You notice that there are several people who are wearing things that you would denote as being part of like the Luvanian Knights, the Alamanian Guard specifically. But you also see other individuals, Ursines, Servains, wearing more of a greenish color in their armor, and they appear to be more of like the Orient Watch. So there's a combination of two different military factions that control this particular city.
Well, I'm sure they get along swimmingly.
Oh boy, ask them about it sometime.
Two groups of authority vying over one city. That's never gone wrong before.
Right on the border, because the very northern edge of the city is the Orion border. Once you leave the city, you are now in Oria.
Oh wow, okay.
They should just have a war and get it over with already.
Oh, cool. A border town.
They already had one. That's why this border's been pushed back.
Oof.
It was not fun. It's probably pretty
For-
common knowledge.
Yeah, for context, the border where you see this line used to be further down here. So, like, everything south of these mountains used to belong to Oria, and now it doesn't.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah. Your crew pulls in for the night, and you... I assume, are you going to use your wagons as lodgings, or are you going to get a look around the city first?
Sleep in the wagons.
Yeah, the wagon. It's just save a bit of. Not that we're short on cash, but there's no reason to when we've got the wagons.
There's no real reason not to, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, Ignatius will try and get Aspen, as an aside to get a little one-on-one. Don't
Yeah.
light a campfire in the city.
I would never light the campfire inside the city. Maybe in a safe field outside the city. A city maybe with guards that know how campfires work.
I completely respect your ability to set up a good campfire and tend to it. I just don't want to get hassled by the guard.
The funny thing is,
Again.
setting up a campfire in fields here would be fine because it's too cold and windy for that shit to really take effect.
I believe in Aspen.
And there's snow.
I believe in Aspen.
I very much do not want to get involved with the guards here.
Vanya, teeth rattling, looking for the nearest shop to be able to buy some cold weather clothes from.
Oh yeah, Aspen, your boots also give you an insane cold resistance.
Yeah. Can I just give Vanya my cloak for now? Like the big fur cloak I've got.
Yeah, I mean that would help a lot.
You can
Yeah,
just
you just
mummify
gave her a
Vanya in that.
bedspread.
And it's got body heat now as well, so
It's
Yeah.
it's more than a bedspread. This thing's like those parachute sheets that kids used to like play with and run underneath compared to her. Like she's tiny.
Yeah, with like your normal heavy clothes, you can resist negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit with those magic boots.
God damn.
Like, there's going to be very rare instances in which something like that would ever come into play. But you are...
Why does Vanya look like she's acquired a new sense of childhood whimsy?
Just curled up inside it, just waddling around like Yoda, covered in a massive sheet. Yeah.
Mouse, this will keep you warm.
Anyhow,
Thank
sorry
you.
about interrupting you there in regards to temperature. Wasn't it like negative 40 with Aspen's magic boots?
negative 50, but with heavy clothing, it's negative 100.
So you're telling me Aspen could be butt-ass naked on top of the wagon right now, and they're just like...
Yeah.
It fits. Like, what you see Aspen in is that's just Aspen's Aria clothing. They embrace this weather.
Aspen, put pants on. It's not for cold, but for decency.
they've got pants. What else? But
Aspen leaving nothing to the imagination.
Right.
The ass and Aspen.
Joke's on you. They're leaving everything to the imagination because there's too much fluff to see what's underneath.
I love that.
So yeah, saved me some money. Okay.
We
Alright.
And completely stripped down, but still not expose anything.
do a supply check. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, buying supplies. How many days is it to Isfisk, Dua?
To Isfisk, I believe it came up as 5.
So we
And
get.
you have 6 days worth of supplies right now.
So we buy another 10. Because I don't trust the Wither. The Wither. Bloody
The
hell.
widow.
The Widow.
Wedo.
Yeah. Yeah, get a week. That should be enough. Because then that's what, 13 days? Yeah.
Alright.
And you know, if we get stuck in the snow, we can always eat Vegas.
Alright.
Yeah,
Why did you pick Vegas?
Yeah,
Of all
I'm
of
less offended
That's
at the
'cause
notion
they
of eating
like me.
someone and more at the specific choice.
There is a thing I realized. I
Yes.
have a spell, but it's only for emergencies. I can create food and water, but the food's not great.
I can just
Okay.
hunt for it. Like,
So, Vanya and the ski too small. Ignatius is dragon. I do not know what that tastes like, but I figured prying open the scales would be annoying enough on its own. That scares me.
Compare me to a crab?
Oh, that's the only parameter for a set.
That's fantastic.
Wait, what's your justification?
Iset scares them.
Is that scary?
Well,
Ignatius
that's
would be annoying, and the other two are too small.
You compare me to a fucking crustacean?
Duh.
I think this is just a really weird way of flirting.
Aspen shrugs. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't want to. No, I give up. I'm out. I'm done.
Vanya
Congratulations.
buries
Good
herself
job.
into the cloak.
Charlotte, just ready to propose something, seeing everyone talk about eating each other, immediately goes back into the wagon.
I hate you too, Aspen.
Charlotte.
So, how much is this going to set us back before we get stuck in another loop of memery?
Alright, you said you're getting, what, 10 days worth of supplies?
A week for both us and the drafts. Yeah,
A week. Okay.
because we've got 6 days, so that would be 13 total.
We'll say that
We have phantom horses, right? What's the situation there for the steeds?
Hmm?
That they're actual horses.
They're
They're
horses.
actual horses, right?
Yeah, you have draft horses. I will say that you will probably end up spending about 5 gold.
Okay, so platinum is 10 gold, right?
Yes.
I will chuck 5 gold at that then. I have adjusted my money.
Okay. Alright. Increase quantities. And anybody that is out, I guess, helping shop for supplies at the moment, give me perception checks.
Okie dokie.
Ah, yeah, sure, I'll come along.
Alas.
Whoa.
Here comes the money.
Still the second highest roll on a 9.
I was gonna say it rolls a 9, says whoa at a 16.
Alright. Yeah, everybody with the 15 and higher. While you guys are out gathering supplies, you do overhear what sounds like another delving crew, talking about some kind of dungeon lead they just recently acquired. It sounds like there is a dungeon scout in this particular city.
Have we
Based off
gleaned a name?
based off the direction they were coming and how recently that they were talking about it, you figure that the local tavern nearby has this person.
Do we want to look for this scout, or do we want to continue? I guess is the question.
I
It's
say we
gonna
should.
add, it's gonna add days to the travel. That's all.
I think we
Like
should
that.
just.
They are staying the night, right? We may as well get the
We
information.
can try to wing it, and
We just looking for a missing scout.
we could get update on information, if not at least give the information.
Fair.
Delvers like to gossip after all. Ask them a few questions.
We're still sitting in the wagon.
Aspen's just gonna go up behind one of the Delvers we heard talking, just loom there, like hand on shoulder. There with his dungeon.
Oh no.
They stop for a second and kind of look up to you, just like, what?
You were talking about dungeon. There is the dungeon.
Well, it's our lead.
Vanya's gonna quickly toddle up
Aspen, let's
behind.
back off.
Someone
Yeah,
else
that's-
again.
We have a deal with the scout, so we do the dungeon, we get our pay, and the scout gets their pay. So,
That's how it goes.
They're just really eager. I'm sorry.
You could share. For the
Back in the wagon, Aspen.
Oh,
It's just being friendly.
Aspen, we're gonna go talk to the scout. Where's the scout, guys?
They just kind of like point towards the tavern.
Thanks. Tries desperately to drag Aspen away.
Aspen will look at Vanya for a moment, then take the hint.
I can already see it in my mind's eye. Vanya pushing on Aspen like they're a fucking rock in a river.
Syphilis style, like.
One must imagine Vanya happy.
One must imagine
She's
Vanya
always happy,
without
guys.
express lines.
Alright. So you venture into the nearby tavern looking for Set Scout?
Yeah.
Okay. Heading inside, the first thing you notice is there's actually a decent amount of delvers here. It seems like this is one of the more busy areas to get in and out of Aurea. So crews coming in or going out happen to stop here a lot. So you see all assortments of different types of proficient dungeon divers. There's spellcasters, there are marshals, there are some people who you aren't exactly certain what they are capable of, but you get that if they're here, they're probably good at whatever it is they do. Eventually your attention is caught towards a particular corner of the room where you notice a white rat figure, very well dressed, very nice armor, and a bit of a reddish like half cloak that covers like the right side of their arm, and they have a rapier stowed on their belt, and they have finished talking with like another delving crew and appear to be passing off another lead at the moment.
Immediately, all Norman's neurons are activated.
Hush.
Who would like to approach?
Well,
Charlotte.
we gotta let Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Charlotte, for like a moment, sees the white rat, looks over, sees the rapier, then blinks, corrects herself, and then approaches. Hi, hello. We are she's trying to remember, but her brain's in two spots right now.
Vanya kicks in at the
Astropath.
side. Yeah. At the same time.
Yes, we just formed the name, but hi, we're here to get report some information and hopefully get some more.
He looks you over as you kind of like are struggling to give this information at first, and like, you've been delving for a while, or?
I have. Our group hasn't for long.
Huh. Interesting. Well, you were looking for a lead, I take it?
If you have any. We're also hoping to get some information regarding a missing scout, if it's possible.
His ears immediately perk up when you say that, and he looks forward towards you. Are you talking about the Dungeoneer Scouts, Mercia Temple?
Correct.
I have been waiting for word for investigations into that area for weeks now.
Oh, weeks. Oh. We have been sent to look into it from Louvain, and we're on our way there. To Elderstown.
Finally.
Bad
Since-
news flies, good travel limps.
I sent word to Louvain a good while ago. I take it took a while for the decorum to get my message.
Oh, so nobody else has been looking into it?
You're the first person we've seen in weeks that has mentioned anything about it.
Oh,
I haven't heard anything.
See, this is why we should be looking into it.
is there anything you could potentially tell us other than that they were last seen at Eldestan?
You're looking for a Marine woman. She is very adept at what she does. She can survive this environment well on her own. The fact that she's gone missing is what's concerning, because she's not the kind of person to get lost.
I see.
And her... Well... I told her it was not a great idea. I'm from Aurea. I hear lots of stories. But she was convinced that some of the stories regarding the woods near Edelstan might actually be dungeon activity. But
Oh,
I wasn't so certain. But I couldn't convince her otherwise, and she had to go rent out a crew nearby to see if she could figure it out on her own. And we never got back from her.
oh. Well, rest assured, we are going to be heading out there, and we will provide you the information as soon as possible.
Well, that is good news. Hopefully something will come of it. I know most people who go missing in that area don't ever tend to get found again.
Well,
Are you going to be here? That we can send a
I-
message to you, or
I
are you
cannot
going to be
leave
moving
this
on?
post, so yes, I will be here. I would have been out looking myself if I had the opportunity.
Who are we sending word to then?
Apologies, I'm Veneer Anders.
Oh, there he is. Wanky looking fellow.
Alright.
Hmm.
I am a dungeon scout and member of the Dungeoneers.
oh, so you're officially Dungeoneer.
Yes. Did that
We-
change our interactions any?
Yes, we have a report concerning a traveler.
His ears perk up again. He's getting an interesting impression from you because you were giving off very like novice, new person kind of Delver vibes to start, and now you're coming up with, hey, we're looking into this missing persons, and hey, we also have information on this particular thing.
Charlotte's locked in. So, we just came from a dungeon that was found in Lake Rhinebless. We had managed to seal it, but while we were in the process of doing so, we had caught sight of the traveler for only a number of seconds. The traveler had slain a squid-like humanoid. This dungeon was full of aquatic humanoid creatures. Slayed it with a glowing radiant blade, and then disappeared, leaving no trace.
I think he winked at me.
Just glances at Iggy.
Well, this is definitely peculiar information. The squid-like creatures, can you describe them in a bit more detail?
Purple, mauve kind of skin. 2 arms, 2 legs. Heads bulbous with tentacles around the face. Like squids for heads instead of squid bodies.
They attacked with psychic powers?
They have wrapped tentacles around people and have been inflicting some sort of psychic magic towards them.
Out of character. Didn't they say psionic specifically when we mentioned it earlier to someone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlotte doesn't know much of psionic.
As you're giving this information, you notice that Veneer is sitting here and he's jotting this information down, and then he kind of like starts to slow down a bit as you get into more specific details. And then he looks to you for a second and is like, are you very certain about your descriptions you're giving me?
We killed 4 of them.
Duh.
3.
Vanya shows her bad drawing of one of them.
Charming. Your...
Glares.
The shade.
Wow, alright.
You killed 4 of these things.
Technically 3, but
Well,
Traveler killed 1.
Traveler got the last one, yeah.
There's a moment where he's like sitting here, and there's like, you can tell there's gears turning, and he's trying to like process implications that are unfolding. This is definitely a wealth of information that I'm not sure how to handle, so I will make sure to forward that to the head archivist in Louvain, and they can potentially make more sense of it. Though
I've noticed we have a nasty habit of that.
the information on the Traveler is definitely interesting. I think my greater concern is these other creatures you've specified, because they don't sound like dungeon creatures.
What do you mean?
What would make it different?
Well, your descriptions of these creatures are very accurate to detailed reports of types of monsters that assisted the invaders during their war.
Wait,
Yeah.
Can
so
Ignatius
they're
just
from the-
make some sort of check to recall this information?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, also veteran check. Can I do that?
veteran checks.
Can I do someone
oh,
who's
yeah.
lived through that era?
What would that be? Arcane?
History.
I have
Three.
a what's the word? Specialize in history.
Oh,
Check
same.
marky.
I'm fucking mad. I really
Oh,
wish I
damn,
gave
dude.
Ignatius history.
It's tough.
21.
I live a tough life.
Iset, you definitely would know that the invaders consisted mostly of brethren. That was the mass of their army, that was their foot soldiers, and that was a lot of their spellcasters, as it were. But some of the higher ups, some of the ones that were more in control of stuff, were less brethren and more monster. And one particular group of individuals happened to be squid-like humanoids that used various types of psionic powers.
Oh.
It gave them a very good advantage for commanding troops across the battlefield. They were high-priority targets in the war, but they were very hard to find and pin down.
I'm telling you, one of these days, fucking Iggy's gonna remember something from the war that's important.
Amen, brother.
And you know, it's not just repressed memory central.
PTSD.
Yeah, right? We really need Iggy having a PTSD flashback, don't we?
No, it'll be useful.
I remember these individuals were active during the war, yes. Could they perhaps be stragglers of some kind?
That's the only theory I can immediately come with, but the dungeon seems like a strange place to retreat to.
Oh, has the dungeon created brethren before?
We saw those undead brethren and the brethren
Yeah.
ghost, and
I don't.
Similes up, but not live brethren.
Not that I've heard of, so The undead that we know of created by the dungeon is another anomaly entirely, because we are almost convinced that that type of undead is not something that is under Veronet's control, which is something that would quite frankly upset her.
Could it?
Sounds like her problem.
Oh, very much so.
But wouldn't it be something probably brought over by the Broken World?
Theories unclear at this time. But anything's possible. We're still trying to figure out the main purpose of why the dungeon does what it does. I think some of us, particularly the head archivist, thinks that this traveler might be of great information.
Well, we'll just have to ask him a few questions next time we bump into him.
Well, we don't want to. I mean, we want to show we're friendly.
Yeah, I think he's friendly.
We don't know that.
We saw him kill our enemy.
Vegas. Enemy isn't always your friend.
Yeah, but like I'm
Mom.
saying is he can probably be reasoned to sympathize with our cause.
He didn't
Whatever
even
it
pay
is.
attention to us, let alone seem to, you know. He
I'm
saw
just
us
saying
and
he
laughed.
won't be immediately hostile.
We hope.
Exactly.
I'm of the theory that a traveler is some kind of protective entity for the dungeon. So maybe these creatures were actually intruders to the dungeon, and it was simply trying to get rid of them. Sort of like
Wait.
how a white blood cell fights off of infection.
So why doesn't it attack Delvas too?
I think the white blood cell analogy is
Maybe.
flawed.
Well, maybe just following this theory, maybe this traveler doesn't want them to make use of the dungeon. They would rather prefer it destroyed or unbothered than whatever those creatures were doing.
Seems to me like the dungeon wants Delvers to solve it, like it is part of its function.
Precisely. I was
Yeah.
thinking it'd be comparable to a gardener tending to their field of some sort. They want certain plants and they don't want weeds.
I also
like
think
that,
the dungeon
yes.
has like wants and desires, and one of those is to entertain.
We were solving the dungeon, and the squid thingies were trying to keep the dungeon open and alive for their own purposes, perhaps.
They
Maybe
were
that is why that one
using.
kept coming back.
Could they have used the creatures dungeon to, mass an army and try attacking the village? It wasn't just a natural outburst of monsters. It was like a command.
Duh.
There was that scrying pool too.
Found a scrying pool in the dungeon.
Yes,
did.
I looked into it and I saw domestic
You
nightmares.
did, yes.
We could see the village, and the rest of the group tried to scry on things they like, I guess.
It's interesting. Usually the dungeon doesn't have a whole lot of parameters that extend beyond itself. Each dungeon has its own kind of rules that they follow. So not every dungeon will be the same, but very rarely, if almost never, does a dungeon interact with things outside of itself like that, unless it's letting monsters loose.
Well, this one was.
So, sounds like maybe there was some tampering involved after all. Who knows? I appreciate all this information. I will definitely make sure to get it forward as soon as possible. I do hope that you, make haste.
Oh,
I would like to know that Marisha is okay.
we're heading to Eldestan as soon as we can.
Alright. Are you following the road, or are you cutting across the fields along the mountainside?
What would be your opinion about the field?
Road.
Well, there is not that much danger. If your wagon is prepared, you could essentially get across it without too much difficulties. The worst case scenario is that you come across a pack of mammoths that may get a little too close. They're territorial, but if you can get past them, they're no longer a problem. They're not as likely to chase you.
Charlotte's gonna look to the group. What do you think about a shortcut?
Our wagons are
Mm,
new. We'd have to.
They
Well,
may
we'd
want
have
to
to
get the
upgrade them.
wheels changed.
There's a Wainwright in this city.
And
We did just clear a dungeon, you know.
we'll
maybe,
talk to them. We'll talk to them
cheap
before we
over.
get out, but we do need to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
We should get estimate and see if it would be quicker to outfit wagons, then take shortcut, or just quicker to take road. Even across the fields, it will be a few days, and if it takes a few days to outfit wagons, then you see where I'm coming from.
yes,
You're
let's.
rambling, but I do agree, yes.
We should look into our options before. We could still take the road, but let's look into our options first.
Okay. Sure.
I appreciate this conversation and all this information. We will be heading out as soon as we can.
Alright, splendid. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Charlotte's gonna look him over. No.
Alright. Well, I've got more leads to sell.
That's all out of me.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
Later.
So we will pick up next time as you possibly visit a Wainwright and then maybe
Woohoo.
take a shortcut across the snow.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
When is next session then? Because I think you mentioned something about a con.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go to Virality, which is a
Me too.
VR con. The Gal's probably going to tag along.
Yeah, I'm finishing my GA model like this weekend.
So no session next week because it's just literally 4 days straight and it's nonstop. So
Gotcha.
Must be catch up with those timestamps that I've fallen well
allows
behind
you
on.
to catch up on that. Allows me to catch up slightly on this. Also get the official module installed and see if I can get that swapped over without any bugs, because I want to try to keep a lot of the automated systems running, and that was the main reason
Yeah.
I haven't been upgrading it, because it saves
Make
time.
many backups.
Oh, I've always got backups ready.
Yeah,
But
good.
and then once that is taken care of, yeah, we will try to get into it.
So the
Oh.
14th.
13.
No, sorry, the 13th. Yeah, sorry, I'm going off of the current. It's like 6 a.m. here, so yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna vanish because I said 6 a.m. So good night, folks.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
See
Thanks
you
again.
Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thanks for running. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks for running, Duo.